This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
The guys in the middays and afternoons.
I believe he's done an Allen-style show.
Okay.
I think once.
He's done a couple when you've come in and introduced yourself.
Does he wear a hat and have like facial hair?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
then yeah, I know who he is.
That's
I
right.
know there's a couple of new guys. And
Yeah.
I always try to introduce myself, but I'm terrible with names.
Yeah.
Really terrible with names, John.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. How you doing,
Greg?
It also doesn't help that when I talk to the new guys coming in, I say Carmichael Dave does not like you to look at him.
That's
He does
so
not
lame.
want you to talk to him.
That's so
You
Here's
keep your
the-
eyes down and say nothing.
Chris, don't you give him the list of things to do? I mean, that's part of it.
And
I'm
it's
selling
all
him.
stuff that I want, and I just say, "Oh, Dave needs it."
That's how reputations start. You know, I'll have you know, I do try to make an effort with any new person here at some point. Like I'll see him in the parking lot, and I always
And wrestle.
I punch him right in the dingle.
Yeah.
I do try, because that's what was and wasn't done with me growing up here at the station. There were people that were very accessible and very helpful. You, of course, Coase was really good.
That wasn't my experience with Jason.
Yeah, well, you know,
I
well,
still
that,
haven't met Chris.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys need to be introduced at some point. It's weird. And, you know, then there's some that aren't nobody's ever really been, well, okay, most people have not been weren't mean, but like there are differences. So I don't know. I feel like it's incumbent, if you've been at any job for a while, to try to.
I'm like upset with myself because I haven't done this either. There's not like when you come here, there's not something like, okay, I'm going to take you around everywhere
Right.
and I'm going to show you the ropes. You kind of like first day and it's just like, all right, go.
Here you go, dude. And introduce yourself to like there should be. We don't really have onboarding here other than paperwork. But like you're right, like there should be something we could like rotate it throughout the people that work here too. Like Jason, it's your turn, Chris, it's your turn, whatever, where you do the whole tour. Here's where everything is, here's everybody, introduce them, welcome aboard.
Like even when we came here to the station, it wasn't like, all right, everybody, so this is where you're going to get everything. It was just like, here's your studio, here's your control room.
Oh, it's you're thrown in. I've said this many times before. God bless Steve Goss, but my dad dropped me off at the side entrance of the Madison Avenue station, and I called in there's a little phone on the side that you dial in to the line in the boardroom, board up room, control room. And then Steve Goss, the wonderful, awesome Steve Goss, who is currently somewhere around Tallahassee, Florida, where he lives now,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact. He was the guy in the room at the time, and the first show was it was the Net Show with Coach T and Scott Marsh and other
John
people.
Cassidy.
Yeah, John Cassidy. Thank you, our guy John. And Steve comes to the door, shakes my hand. Of course, my dad sees me be let in. He takes off driving his 1966 sky blue Cadillac Seville convertible, just this big boat that he
Your
drove.
dad or Goss?
No, my dad was
Oh.
driving it. Yeah, Goss let me in. And so shakes hands, welcome in, It's my second time in the studios because my first time, nope, it was my third time in the studios. My first time was with you and Steve Buzzard after the Denver win when the Kings made the playoffs. The second time was when Hasseltine let me come watch a game with you guys if I brought pizza. And then that was the third time. And we walked down the little hall and he goes, all right, well, just some things for you. Step into my office. And I follow him and we go through a door and it's the bathroom and he's peeing. And I know that sounds weird in today's day and age, and it was weird back then, but he had a commercial break. He had to take a leak. And Steve's just a jovial guy. Hey, step into my office. And then he's got to go take a leak while he's telling me stuff that's going on. And I'm standing by the sink like, all right, okay. That was my literal that was the first 5 minutes of, actually, that wasn't employment. That was internship. And then,
what are those?
Yeah, we used to have interns. That would have been amazing. Jason, what was your first walk into the studio as an employee / intern, whatever? Because I don't think you were an intern, were you? Ever?
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember my first day working.
Yeah.
I remember my first day showing up to interview.
Okay. Well, Mike Ramey?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, I guess.
Yeah. Young, just out of school, Jason Ross.
Yeah. I remember I was hitting him with like all these things that I felt I could do. And then when I said I have board ops before, it was like, oh, that was then
it's on.
That was the note he needed to hear. And I was like,
You ever wonder, and correct me if I'm wrong, you met your wife here, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because she was in sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What if Mike Ramey at that point had said, sounds good, I've got your resume, we'll let you know when we have an opening, and he just never called?
Oh, yeah. So I literally had like, I don't know if it's a crossroads, but I had an internship at an Orange County news channel ready to go.
Yeah.
Or this, which what the initial offer was 2 weeks paid because, dang, why am I forgetting the guy's name right now? There was somebody here that was going to be going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Tim O'Sullivan.
No, okay. It was someone who never came back.
Oh, well, okay then.
So I did the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I trained, did the 2 weeks, and then he never returned. So I got the job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What if that doesn't happen?
Right.
What is your life like?
Yeah. So at that point, it was like I took the money, even though it was going to be 2 weeks. And I was like, I kind of wanted to stay up here.
Yeah.
And
wow.
That gave me the opportunity to stay up here. Got the 2 weeks. Started, then was the board op of my shift ended up being G. Gordon Liddy into the Sports Babe, into Donna Mike, or vice versa.
The Fabulous Sports Babe.
Yeah. And maybe we didn't have Sports Babe before. Maybe it was G. Gordon Liddy into Donna Mike, something like that. And then that summer was 94. We got the Kings.
Yep.
Mike Ramey said, hey, we're going to need somebody to cover the locker.
Yeah.
Right. I'll do that.
Right.
Wow. I was in.
So amazing to think what the crossroads
would
be.
What the path would have been.
I've quit my job here one time. Technically, I walked into Mike Ramey's office on my 30th birthday and was like, because now, old head alert. Now it's like you come in, you board up. If you stick around for a month and a half, you probably have a show. But then it was, I'd been here years, long time. And all I was getting was, and no disrespect to it, but all I was getting was when you went on vacation or were sick or whatever, I could do, or were traveling, I would do your sports updates for the afternoon shows and co's. That was it. That was it. I didn't get the only hosting experience I got at all before I got the night show was I had about 13 minutes of hosting because Coze's plane was delayed and I was doing updates and he wasn't ready to go. He was actually filling in for Grant. He wasn't ready to go at 4. I think it was 4 back then.
Yeah.
And I got to host for like literally one segment and then he was connected. That was it. That was my only hosting duties until that. So I walked into I said, look, this is my dream job. I love it. It's not happening. I got it. I'm 30. I got to do something here. I can't do backup sports updates. And I had another job, of course. I can't do backup sports updates for the rest of my life. And he goes, Dave, just, you got to do what you got to do. And I feel like, and I will never forget at that point when he said, you got to do what you got to do. My heart kind of sank because I think subconsciously I wanted him to like be like, oh no, well, let me do this for you. And I thought the conversation was going to go one way. And he goes, just be patient. You know, things can happen in a tick. Give it another few months. Give it till, what did he say? I think he said give it till July. No, it wasn't. It was give it till the rest of the year. And then let's talk. So fine, whatever, because I could still do my other stuff. And nothing changed. Nothing changed. And then on a cold December night, the Kings were in Minnesota, and Tim Montemayor got a job in St. Louis at KMOX. He was the nighttime host. And I had strep throat. And I've told the story a million times. And then next thing you know, I'm doing a remote at Hooters night show. And then, years later, we're here. What a road. And we're saying this, guys, and I know this might come as a bit of surprise to you, but it all comes to an end today as we are all retiring. And this is our final show. Cheers. We're also just kidding, but we are on the third day of our fast.
Yes. We are within, 13 hours. We're here. We made it. No?
Well, I mean, we can see the finish line.
Yeah. Done the hardest part, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think so.
How you feeling?
I will tell you this much, dude. I experienced it yesterday morning. This morning, I didn't even get halfway through my cup of coffee. And I was like, oh, I'm tweaking right now. I need to calm down. I started to get a light grade kind of back of the neck. Hey, Chris, before we break, can you do me a favor?
I can fix that.
Oh, you can fix it? Okay.
Here, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
See the blue, right?
Blue thing?
Yeah, just left of it. Hit that button.
Okay.
And then hit that button again.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, that's how you do it? All this time, Chris never told me. Because he wants to stay useful is what I see what he's doing.
Except for I think we have to re-sign in over there. I don't know why that happened. It rebooted itself.
Why did it do that?
Yeah, and we'll do that in the break.
Okay. How are you? So I had like a light grade headache last night, and I finally I was really trying to avoid taking anything because nothing in the stomach. I took something. I went to bed. I was in bed last night, I want to say, within a half hour after the game was over.
Oh, wow.
And I told Chris, probably something you shouldn't do, but I was just watching Brunch with Bobby Flay. I'm watching food shows, dude, just dreaming about
torture.
Yes, 100%. And I think I must have fallen asleep. I usually fall asleep at 10:30. I fell asleep probably in the 8 o'clock hour and got up a few times during the night. And then just bounced out of bed this morning. I mean, the thing they say about my energy levels are actually piped up pretty much. Yes, $49 tune-up right now. Not yet. And all I'm thinking about now is I have to take
what you're gonna eat.
Yes, I've been thinking about it, dude. I have to take my daughter to an appointment at 4:30, and while I drop her off there, I got about an hour. I think I'm gonna hit the grocery store and just. That's the thing.
You're gonna buy so much food.
Well, I know
maybe
it's
not.
Well, that's the thing is like I know this is everyone. I asked this on the chat. Thank you, Chris. I asked this on the show chat, and then we got a break here. Yesterday, like, what's everybody's big craving? And Chris, what was Chris's? It was a number. Yeah, a buffalata sandwich because you were describing it to him. You are a mud pie, which is not a bad. That hit me.
Big old ice cream dessert.
Yes, and I for some reason am craving like sliced chicken breast that's super tender in a barbecue sauce, like barbecue style. I don't know why. I've never craved that. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's going to end up that everything we read, and that's what I was saying in the chat yesterday in our chat was like you have to like go slow.
Yeah, ease in,
or like a bunch of stuff can happen, and one of them is called refeeding syndrome. I was reading about that. It's not great, man. Like it can do some pretty rough stuff to you. Yeah, like for real. Like you have to ease in, dude. Or the refeeding thing probably won't happen because it's only been 3 days. But like refeeding syndrome's no joke. But like like a smoothie or whatever, like stuff like that. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
The countdown begins.
I felt there was a point last time I'm like, wow, I feel really good.
Right. Isn't it weird how it comes and goes? How are you feeling, Chris? Like right now you're kind of hungry, right? We were just talking about. Yeah.
And this food talk hasn't helped.
All right.
But like this morning until I got in, I felt like pretty good. It's like the thing is like you have to stop thinking about it. And then like once you stop thinking about it, you're like, oh, I haven't even thought about it. And then you get hungry again.
Does anyone agree with this? I think maybe the thing that's most surprised me about this fast, I'm not as ravenously hungry at times as there are times where I'm just like, I actually think about it and I'm like, I'm really actually not hungry. I can eat, but I'm not hungry.
You know what? It's weird. I found I want taste more than food.
Yes.
And so this is something I did twice yesterday. That's for some reason helped me. It's like, I just brushed my teeth.
Yep.
Just to get a different, I've got
just
a bland
same thing.
So I just wanted some taste.
That's like the best. Oh my God. Can I brush my teeth?
Yeah.
It tastes so good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. Look, the winning streak ended last night. We'll talk about that, though. Jim Les is going to join us at 6:44. We think. I see this on the rundown. We'll see. Katie's supposed to join us today, but I don't know what time they did. They flew back last night. Yeah, I don't know when they got in and what's going on. She'll probably be up. So just Katie with an asterisk coming up later today. We'll give her a break if she can't, but I expect she will.
No days off.
No days off, Katie. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Leading off is next.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Shot clock now off. Final seconds will tick away. The Bucks just have to advance it to the front court. They do that. They extend their home court winning streak to 5 straight. On the opening night of a double back-to-back, well, they'll have Orlando in the house tomorrow. And now for the 9th consecutive time here at Fiserv Forum, Milwaukee has defeated the Sacramento Kings. The final score is 130-115.
You know, they weren't going to – I was hoping they would. But just went out.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the cards. Yeah. And
I'm so down on this team.
Honestly, does Doug Christie have what it takes?
I mean, that's a fair question.
De'Aaron Fox, trade him now.
Yeah, worse without Malik.
Or Malik might. I think Malik.
MVP?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Malik, valuable player.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah. Well, there are some things that happen. Look, bright side. Moral victory, blah, 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 blah. I believe, didn't they they outscored the Bucks after the first quarter, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. The bright side to me is the road trip.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And I think my theme for today on this loss, my overall take on it is, in a sense, I won't say it's a good thing they lost. I'd never say that. Here's, in my opinion, the best thing about that loss. I'm going to give the front office credit enough to think that they weren't sitting there going, hey, we're on a 7-game winning streak. Everything is perfect. I think last night really highlighted that there's some stuff to this team that is phenomenal and that we can have a really great second half. But last night highlighted some issues. Last night really highlighted the bench issues, the big issues. And we knew that. I mean, Giannis is just what are you going to do in some cases?
Yeah, they've played some other phenomenal players, but for whatever reason last night, whether it was the initial strategy or Giannis himself, like they had
Nothing.
Like
the great
zero.
players did great things.
Yeah, zero resistance. And then some of the shots, some guys made, you went, well, okay, there was a while, like in that first quarter, I went, man, Milwaukee's beating everybody in the league today. But they smoked the Kings, that's for sure, in the first quarter.
They really did. And there was an inflection point that I want to talk to you about. I made a note on in the first quarter. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about when we get to it, where I don't necessarily blame Doug or the rotations, but it's really where the game turned and I think highlighted the issues as well.
Okay.
So hopefully we look back on this in a couple weeks or a month and go, yep, that really kicked it into gear that, hey, this team is much improved. They can do a lot of great things. But if you add just this and this, because let's just be honest, no offense, but the bench was just, and Kevin Huerter, I love him, but God dang, man. Like sometimes he just goes out there and he either looks completely lost or you just, at some point it's like, I can't tell you how many times I've watched a Kevin Huerter 3 go in and out this year, but there's still misses. And,
and the amount of times they were coming back, like getting closer and closer, it's getting to 11.
Yes.
They would hit a three.
Yes.
But they couldn't string 2 or 3. I mean, they'd have to hit 7 in a row, but like, can you get 2 or 3 to get this really interesting, maybe get them tight? And they did a good job of cutting it from 28, but I never felt they were going to do it.
I didn't count, but I know at least 4 or 5 times, Jason, there was the Kings are putting together a run. Holy crap, they could cut it to 13, 12. I think at one point they could have cut it to single digits. Here's Fox, here's Keon, here's Keegan for a wide open 3. Clank.
Yep.
And there was one where they had like 2 offensive rebounds.
Yes.
And 3, I think Fox had 2 threes and maybe Keegan was the other, or Keon. And they all clanked out. You're just like, God.
And then the Bucks would hit one on the other end. It's
right.
Like, back to 15.
And then look, it happens. But how many times did I count that the Kings would like block a shot or get their hand in and deflect or it'd go off somebody's leg and it would go right to a Buck who would pass it to another Buck for a 3. And you're just like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Or Damian hitting shots from his freaking b-hole while he's falling away out of bounds and it goes in. Yeah, it was frustrating because it did feel like they were, unlike you, I didn't think they were going to come back and win. I did think they were at one point I was like, they're actually going to cut it to single digits and make this a game. And my buddy, after the first quarter, went on, he told me this, that he went online and he took the live line on the Kings. Kings were down, 21 after the first?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, well, no, the live line was Bucks favored by 13.5.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the original line was Bucks 2.5.
15?
Yep. Yeah, it was 15. Line was 13.5 he took. Through $50 on there. Yeah.
Next time.
Cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
I understand the nature of what it is that we do, the attention and criticism that comes with it. As a matter of fact, I embrace it, to be quite honest with you. I enjoy the urgency that comes with what I do and what we do. I don't make excuses for failure. I own it. But I also feel like I'm capable. And so as long as I'm afforded an opportunity to do that, I will continue. But I certainly understand their frustrations. And probably more importantly than that, I share it.
I actually watched a lot of what Mike Tomlin of the Steelers said right there yesterday. And I love him, dude. I love him as a coach. I love the way he deals with stuff. I think the players, there's like not a player alive, I don't think. Have you ever heard any ex-player be like, yeah, well, Mike Tomlin's lame?
I have not.
I don't think I've ever even heard that, even if they're off the record. Like, I've never seen a think piece where it's like certain Steelers players that went on to other teams, thought the locker room was dirt, and, Mike Tomlin, you hear not like ever a bad thing. But like, they have to advance in the playoffs at some point. We talked about this yesterday, Jason. I would simply argue this to me is not coaching. This is, you got TJ Watt, you got some good pieces, but again, they made it to the playoffs splitting time with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, which I don't think is necessarily terrible. It ain't great. They made they made a quarterback change, not even midseason, right before the midway mark, when they were doing pretty damn good. And Russ, to his credit, up until the end. What was it? 5 in a row they ended up losing. Like, I think they just need some more talent, but I wouldn't mess with the coach at all. And yeah, if I'm somebody on the other team, if I'm somebody who owns another team, we talk about this all the time. I'm definitely talking to the Rooney family and saying, hey, is there any way we can pry Mike Tomlin from you? And nope, not happening. That's why, you know, franchises like the Kings or the Raiders or hell, even the Niners at some point, you know, you look at all these different teams that have had 77 head coaches over the last 10 years. They've had 3 head coaches since the 70s.
Right.
There's a reason they're consistently good.
It's a personnel thing, 100% to me on that. What was it? The first 2 games that they were 2-0, they had won and without a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like Boswell's kicking all those field goals and they're winning, which is a testament to their defense.
Yeah.
But look, who's left? If they had Mahomes, if they had Allen, if they had Lamar Jackson, like,
what if they had Sam Darnold this year with the year he had?
They would be so much better off. So to me, it's a personnel thing. I don't think they've got a lot of dynamic offensive players overall, running game, receivers. Pickens is all right, but like they need more. It's not a Tomlin thing to me.
I like Pickens as a young receiver. He's fine. Pratt Freiermuth had a great year. Najee Harris is fine. He's a workhorse back. He's nothing crazy. Antioch's Najee Harris, by the way. But yeah, they need a little bit of help. And yeah, you end up losing 5 in a row. I mean, they were 8-2. They were 10-3. I actually think the Steelers overachieved this year. It's a bad ending for them, but they overachieved. We're also going to get to later today when we get to our NBA notes. Jimmy Butler met face-to-face with Pat Riley. It was quite interesting if you believe the reports coming out, and we do. Don't forget Jim Less at 6:44, UC Davis basketball coach, and we'll talk Kings with him as we always do. Katie scheduled for later today at 9 o'clock.
9, yeah.
That was my Siri saying hello or something. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings versus Bucks. We got audio for you next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A chilly start to this Wednesday. Plan for that as we head through the afternoon. Bright sunshine, light winds, and temperatures a little warmer than yesterday, peaking in low to mid 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring Honda Civic, Accord, and CRV. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, 2-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best riders tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center January 24th through 26th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets on sale now at monsterjam.com.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
A lot of Trade Fox in the chat today.
Oh,
already.
Because?
Well, look, I'm not going to insult them and say because we lost last night. It just it's a lot easier to bring it up after last night than it is during the. We didn't see a lot of Trade Fox during the streak, but we saw a lot of Trade Fox, before the streak. And look, I want to be fair. I think it's perfectly natural with the noise surrounding Fox. And then you combine that with, okay, so let's go into the Trade Fox camp. Let's roll into the Trade Fox camp. It's a little rough and tumble. There's some fires burning, people trying to get warm, wearing bear skins, sitting around the campfire. That's the Trade Fox camp. You look at what the team did for 3 games without him. You look at the fact that he'd made some noise about maybe leaving. And then you look at last night, okay, well, Monk's out, and shockingly, they lost. Look at Monk's numbers since he's been in the starting lineup. You look at Monk's numbers when Fox isn't in there. But I think the most important here is, I get asked a lot. I'm sure you do too. Do you think we should trade Fox?
Right.
Excuse me. I'm getting choked up about it. My answer, my true, honest to God answer is, I don't know, but if you do, you better get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can understand, look, take emotion out of the equation. I can understand the thought process of we have an imbalanced roster. I believe that is a fact, that we are balanced more towards backcourt than front court. Malik Monk has shown that he can be a very good starter in this league. You have Devin Carter. You have Keon Ellis. You have DeMar DeRozan. You have guards, and some of which, especially Ellis and Carter, you want to find more time for, and you're assuming Carter's going to develop and be even better than he is right now. So your literal Sabonis aside, your biggest asset, your most valuable asset, your most tradable asset that you're going to get the most back from is De'Aaron Fox, on top of the fact that if this summer, some point, if he were to say, I do want out, all of a sudden, it's like a stop. The value, it doesn't tank, but it definitely goes down a little bit because you're in a position of weakness. So I understand the logic of, let's take Fox, Halliburton style, if you will. Let's trade him, and whether you restock the draft picks a little bit or not, whatever, it's more about, could we get a good backup big, and could we get an impact 4 or 3, moving, whatever, somebody in that position. Can we use him to balance the roster? And it would hurt to lose him. It would suck to lose him. I would hate to lose him. But is the team, emotions aside, just mathematically, would they be better off? Not because Fox is hurting the team, not because Fox isn't helping the team, but because the return you could get for him would help this team more in the short and long term than having him, because his minutes are going to take away some minutes from other people that maybe aren't an A like Fox, but maybe they're a B+, and meanwhile we have a D on the bench and at the 4, no offense. So I get it. But I don't think it's as simple as like we lose. It's like, you got to trade. You better get it right. And we don't know what's out there right now. You better get it right, because the last thing you want is De'Aaron Fox to get traded. Let's just say he goes to a contender. We're watching him in the conference finals, the finals, whatever it may be, and we're sitting here in the same spot without a De'Aaron Fox.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm not hey, there's no way, don't do it.
Right.
That's crazy talk. That's not the point. I think the options, if you want to go down that road, would be better in the summer. That's just my personal
Yeah,
belief.
I hear you.
Unless someone calls and,
right,
wow, we really weren't looking, but Team X gave us this offer. It's like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, I'm sure they're not seeking it, but if it comes up, yeah, why not?
Russellness aside, asked a question that I think is an important question to the chat. It's, why would you want to commit to a guy who has said he's on the fence? And that part of the narrative, I incredibly disagree with. De'Aaron Fox came out and said, it's out there. I want to be here. I raised my family here. I love this city. His damn shoe is named after a taco truck. But I want to compete. So I'm not ready to sign the extension now, which, by the way, is because he could get about freaking $60 million more if he makes all NBA this summer. He wasn't going to sign it anyways.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I want to use what little leverage I have to, pressure is a strong word, but to hint, pressure, whatever you want to say, to the front office and to ownership that we need more help. And if you provide that help, I will happily sign the extension. But if we're just going to languish at, play in,
right.
And I would ask anyone who thinks that's him being on the fence, how is that any different than what we as fans and media are saying? They need help. I'm glad their most important player is pressuring the team to do so, and I hope it creates action for it. I don't fault. There are reasons to trade De'Aaron Fox. To me, that is not that's not an acceptable entry into the conversation.
Yeah, I honestly, I would hope almost every player's on the fence.
Yes.
Right? Even if you're under contract for 3 more years, when your contract comes up and you have to make that decision and you go, well, we've kind of stayed in this 7th through 12th range. Well, yeah, I think I would like to go somewhere else because this organization hasn't done enough. Now, if you move up and other things happen, then I'm sure there's more intrigue and excitement to stay. Nothing wrong with that.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed that Kings Bucks audio.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked with the chat. We'll take a break. We'll get to that at some point. When we come back, though, let's pause. Coach Les, Jim Les, former King, always a King, current UC Davis basketball coach. He joins us next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With over 500 new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening for the Start Something New sales event?
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x8 plug-in for as low as $319 a month for 42 months with $39.95 due at signing. Plus, with 56 MPGE, you'll save thousands at the pump.
And in one of America's favorite SUVs.
Exactly. And that's not it. Not only do we have great deals on new Jeeps, but the Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 200 used vehicles available and 40 under $20,000.
Get the new Jeep your family needs. It's waiting at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. Lease a $319 for 42 months before tax and license. Must be California resident for rebates, including $7,500 SFS hybrid electric federal tax credit and $2,500 West SFS lease cash. Must finance through Stellantis. $39.95 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. 30 cents per mile over. Tax and license extra. 5 of this net savings. Sample MSRP 62,225 VIN 681180. See dealer for details.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Bringing you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Chris Rillard. On the final day of our 3-day water fast, we were just talking about that during the break, and we'll see.
Yeah, we're doing it. Almost there.
Little mental clarity though, which means it's a great time to talk to our dear friend. I always say former Sacramento King, but then I always follow it up with always a Sacramento King, also the head coach of our UC Davis Aggies, which you can hear right here on Sacktown Sports. Jim Les joining us each and every week. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Dave, Jason, good morning. How you guys doing?
Great.
Yeah, we're doing good. How about yourself, Coach?
Tell me about this water fast. I'm intrigued.
Look, we're not health experts, but I want to say it started with I read I think it was Dana White, the UFC president, was doing videos on how he did a 3-day water fast where it was all water, like a men's 1-a-day supplement each day, and then a mug of bone broth a day. That's the whole fast. And started reading about it more. I think I brought it up, or we started talking about it, and Chris and Jason were like, let's do it. And we decided to all do it together, which happened to start Sunday night. So we're on day 3 tonight at 6-7 p.m. depending on which one of us you're talking to is when we get to break it. And apparently, and I have to say this again,
you don't break it with like a burger or anything.
No. We were just talking about that during the break. Like they're very big on like break it like with some watermelon or
dip your toe in.
Yeah, do not go crazy. And I gotta say, for the record, because I say this every time we talk about it, we're not medical experts. Nope. We don't know what we're talking about. We're not suggesting anybody do this. Do not try this at home. Consult your medical doctor and any other legal thing I can think of. But Jim, according to what you read through a lot of different things I won't bore you with, but it's supposed to your body enters ketosis, you're feeding off of your stored fats, it regenerates some cells. Like the health benefits we've read about are pretty amazing. And honestly, I think we all could certainly eat right now, but certainly don't feel as tortured as we thought we would at the beginning of this thing.
Wow, that's great. Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll be
love the self-discipline.
Yes, we're trying, and I know you're trying to do the same with the team. Every year, as you know, marathon, not a sprint. You know that better than anyone. So with our Aggies this year, tough loss to Long Beach State a couple of days ago. You had that Fullerton win since we last spoke. Just seems like you're dealing with a little bit of ups and downs with a nice 4-game win streak in the middle of the year. Your thoughts on the season so far?
Yeah, just, fighting for consistency, game to game, within a game, and, developing a level of consistency on both ends of the floor that puts you in a position to win. The good thing is we've been in games and, given ourselves chances to win, but just have had some breakdowns. And in some areas, we've got some younger guys and some new guys playing in situations that are a little bit different that they have to grow into. Love the challenge of, getting the guys and rallying them and, continuing for them. And I always, talk about the season goes till March. This is a marathon. You mentioned that. And, the teams that continue to get better. So the integrity of our practices is really important in January, even though you're playing games and we're playing a couple games a week. The goal is to walk in the gym and get better every day. And if we continue to do that, good things are going to happen for this group.
Coach, on the floor, as far as in-game situation, what are some of those areas that if you would say, man, if we could tighten some of these things up consistently, you guys will see a few more W's?
Well, one of the areas we've been able to be successful, we're the top 10 public school in the country. So we get pretty smart guys. And so we require them, with scouting reports or defensive schemes to be able to make adjustments or play a certain action or a certain guy a certain way. And that's always given us a leg up in a lot of our games over the years. And so that level of concentration that you have to be able to, know your assignment, know what you're supposed to do, and then do it live when the lights are on and all of a sudden a quick decision has to be made. Those are the areas that, if you're just a little bit behind or you forget, or you're just not quite ready, those things can get you beat.
And, just trying to create a parallel, but obviously you keep an eye on the Kings. You watch what they go 6-game losing streak, 7-game winning streak, which snapped yesterday, and coaching change, and all, how quickly things can change in a matter of a couple weeks. As a coach, we've talked about this before. Big part of your job is being a psychologist. And I think that means even more when you're dealing with, I don't want to call them kids, but you're talking about very young individuals. So how much during the course of the season, especially now, like we were talking about, do you have to kind of put some of these kids on the couch and take out your psychologist hat?
Well, that happens almost daily. I try and make sure that, and we call it take the temperature. I want to take everybody's temperature and see where they're at, because sometimes if you're watching either the practice tape or you're watching game tape, you're assuming something, and you don't have a bead on maybe what a young person is going through and what they're thinking about. So just constantly getting into, hey, how you doing mentally? How you doing physically? And, let's talk about where you're at. You evaluate your play, and then let's see how we can help you. And I think when I was a younger coach, it was more me delivering a message. And I think as I've done this now for 23 years, I've gotten better at being able to listen to them first, and then tailor my message based on what they're telling me or where they're at or how they're feeling.
Coach, looking at the conference standings, it's such a log jam, and you have a good week, things can redirect. You have a tough week, you obviously tumble down a bit. So what's the importance of this road trip coming up? Cal Poly tomorrow, then followed up by Santa Barbara.
Yeah, it's a good trip to the Central Coast, and a team, Cal Poly, leads the country in pace at which they play. So they put a lot of duress on your transition defense. They shoot upwards of 35 threes a game. So it's kind of a crazy style and pace to get ready for, and so that'll be a challenge. And Santa Barbara is just always really talented, well coached. So it's a big challenge for us to go on this week, but certainly those are two games that we feel like, hey, if we can clean some things up, we can get 2 W's and put ourselves right in the hunt.
So 17 games into the season, I won't ask you to do a whole report card, but I would just straight up, biggest strength, biggest weakness that you've seen on the team so far this season.
Well, the biggest strength is, this team's ability to defend and create turnovers. When we're active and alive, the other day we forced 14 turnovers in the first half against Fullerton, and so that creates some really good offense for us, and it really breaks the spirit of the other team who is struggling to get good shots or struggling to take care of the ball, and we've disrupted everything they want to do on the offensive end, and then the being able to do that half over half and requires that kind of level of energy, and also getting contributions from your bench, because if guys are playing that hard defensively, they're not going to be able to play 35 minutes at that kind of pace. So we have to be able to sustain that level of defensive pressure and be a defensive team that can score versus a team that, and conversely, the other night against Long Beach, we give up 52 in the second half, which is totally unlike us. So that consistency half over half is a key.
Always appreciate any time we can get with UC Davis head basketball coach Jim Moless, who joins us each and every week on your home of the UC Davis Aggies. You can hear the sweet, sexy sounds of Scott Marsh on every single call. Coach, we appreciate you. Good luck this week. Can't wait to talk to you next week.
Hey, buy a nice, large, cold glass of water on me today. I'm buying lunch, guys.
Yes, you got it, bro.
It's on you, Coach.
Talk to you soon, Coach. Thank you.
All right, bye.
See you, bye. That's Coach Jim.
I'm going to keep his word on that one.
You know what?
He's buying one.
I'm charging him for this one right now. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, hour 1 in the books, Kings Rewind. Maybe not the rewind we want, but probably the rewind we need. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's a new year, so how about a new you? Or how about a new look for your home? Let's celebrate 2025 with savings from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Come on in now and get $25 off your garage door service and repair, including a spring replacement, and you get to freshen up your home needs with the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Now, they are right here in Sacramento off Franklin Boulevard and have been serving our area for over 70 years with a family-owned and operated company. And you'll see the difference in that friendly approach, that family approach, their experience, their trained professionals. And maybe you want more than repairs. How about you're looking for a brand new garage door, just like us? Well, of course, they could take care of that as well. So stop by their showroom to see what fits your style best. And if you're looking for a home refresh or maybe a refresh for your business, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento is here to help. Check out their website, ohdsac.com, or you can call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door, the genuine, the original Overhead Door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Following is furnished by Excel Media Pros. Are you battling drug or alcohol addiction? Call Rehabs America for a free consultation. Drugs and alcohol can destroy your life. Our program offers a complete medical detox plus inpatient drug and alcohol treatment. Your insurance may cover 100% of treatment. Many have already completed our program and are living substance-free lives. Call for your free consultation now. Connect with one of our qualified treatment specialists. It's time to take back your freedom with Rehabs America. Hope is one free phone call away. Today is the day to take back control of your life and live it free from the chains of addiction. Call for a free consultation now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and your insurance may cover 100% of your treatment. Don't miss this opportunity to get your life back. 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159. Don't wait. Help is here. Our dedicated, friendly staff is here to answer all your questions now. Call 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hardworking tools at hardworking prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Do 12 hours, Dave.
12 hours to go, and we can eat.
I'll wait till 7 for you guys.
Half the chat's like, good, fast, do anything. Probably not. Then don't fast.
Where's our supportive one that was doing it with us?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're having that. Why can't we have a chat that's like, hey, guys.
Oh, they died.
Good time.
Wow.
Dude, what if you're right? That'd be scary.
That would be scary.
How about some support from the chat?
Jim Les was very supportive.
Jeez. He was very supportive. Thank you. You don't have to do it.
And we're doing it as a team.
Yes.
Like
I think that's what really helps.
It's a bonding exercise.
Honestly, if you were by yourself doing this, chances you broke it.
Okay, I will say this. I don't think I would break it, but I would be I would just be mad at the world. Like, it really does help having people around you going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, we're all going through the same pain. And I'm actually really appreciative that you guys we're all doing it. It does help.
I was telling Jason last night, I was just like, oh, God, maybe I could just take a piece of something.
I was thinking
or that. And then you guys are in the text, talking about it. And I was just like, oh, well, it's good to.
It helps.
Yeah.
I was telling him before the show, here's what I shouldn't do. I can't stop watching Bobby Flay shows. I'm just watching the food. It's like porn, dude. It really is. I'm just like, oh God, look at that. Look at that waffle.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I was watching last night. I was watching this guy. He was doing some pizza challenges, like a 28-inch pizza that you have to eat in 28 minutes.
Is that the picture you sent? Oh, no, that was John Candy. That was didn't you send a picture of
a
guy with
from Uncle Buck with
that's what it was. That's right.
the pancake. But he's eating this huge pizza in 28 minutes, and it's just like, oh man, that looks so good. But as you keep watching, oh, this is gross.
Yeah, that's where we're at, man.
I had the big test yesterday in here because I was like, good, the Kings game, the distraction. But I mean, it's dinner time. Deuce brought in food. His wasn't as fragrant, but Henry came in with I think it was a KFC bowl. And honestly, that grease and everything, it was
Yeah, it smells so good.
Just smelled of
Can
something.
I just smell it?
I hate how HT eats and looks like he looks.
I know.
Dude, for real.
Chiseled.
For real.
Yeah.
Not an ounce of fat on his body.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we
That was a test.
we got it. And
How have you been though? Like with your family eating?
So well, it's actually helped a lot because Mason and Melissa they don't get home now till like 9:30 this week because of basketball for both of them. So by the time they get home, I just make sure I'm upstairs.
But what about Avery?
Set the screen. Avery's just really, dude. Avery it's like how she dresses for school. Like she is very she's extra, dude. Like yesterday she's extra. And in a good way.
But she's not eating when you're there? Or?
She is, but and her thing is like Avery can't, like Mason comes home and it's an Uncrustable. That's his entire thing.
And you're not craving that.
And I'm not craving that. Avery comes home and she goes in the fridge, and God bless her for this, but she's like, oh, this is what she did yesterday. We had some herbs. She pulls out a couple of eggs. She pulls out some radishes, some mushrooms, some leftover chicken, and she makes an entire ramen dish. And then when it's done, she doesn't just throw it together. Like she has to like place everything so it looks good. And then she takes a little picture to show me and all that. Yeah, she is my daughter 100%. So she goes through this whole thing. And yeah, that's a little, God, ramen kind of sounds really good right now too. But I digress.
Okay.
All right. We're wasting a tiny bit of time because we love Kings Rewind. We like it more after wins.
Yep.
Sit back, relax. We'll have some fun with this. Kings Rewind right now.
Well, the streaking Sacramento Kings head into Pfizer Forum on a league best 7-game winning streak.
It was funnier because it was longer.
Yes.
Hey, now.
The last time the Sacramento Kings won 8 in a row, Kings interim head coach Doug Christie was the starting shooting guard of the team.
It's been 84 years.
The Kings do not have a lot of success against Milwaukee as of late, as they have lost 8 straight in Milwaukee and 15 of the last 16 overall.
In fact, isn't Milwaukee an Indian name? Yes, Pete, it is. Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
Alice Cooper.
I was not aware of that.
The last game in Chicago was the first time this season that the Kings had their entire roster.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Well, that would last one game,
Yeah.
as Malik Monk would not be available due to a sore groin.
My groin.
What's that from?
Simpsons.
Okay. The biggest question going into the game was, how were the Kings going to guard Giannis?
I mean, people say he was less than a god, but more than a man. You know, like Hercules or something.
Well, the answer is not what the Kings or their fans wanted to hear. Not very well.
He doesn't like that. Not one bit.
After a quick back and forth to begin the game, the Milwaukee Bucks then hit the Kings with a gargantuan 21-2 run.
And before fans could even settle in
What?
That's an old one that I grabbed.
Can I reset? Or do we not have a clip there?
I can't. Just vamp for a second.
Yes, because this will be interesting. Dave, if I had read that to you, what do you think it would be? After a quick back and forth to begin the game, the Milwaukee Bucks then hit the Kings with a gargantuan 21-2 run.
It would have been like maybe like Godzilla or like something going, like I'm thinking gargantuan.
Okay.
Like something big.
Okay.
Like Donkey Kong sound or something.
Well, let's see. After a quick back and forth to begin the game, the Milwaukee Bucks then hit the Kings with a gargantuan 21-2 run.
That escalated quickly.
Okay, yeah.
Well done. The final 6.5 minutes of the first quarter, the Bucks outscored the Kings 30-11 and took a 21-point lead going into the second.
Hey, caramba.
After lighting the scoreboard for 47 first quarter points, the Kings did a better job from that point on. Sacramento would make a couple of runs, but would never drop the game below double digits.
Hey, Dad.
Giannis would finish with a triple-double.
Oh, good for you.
The Milwaukee bench dominated the Kings bench.
Leave him alone, man. He's had enough. Call the side when he's had enough, man. What is wrong with you, Johnny?
Yes. The 7-game win streak was quite the ride.
Thanks. Thank you. In about 30 years. I hope so.
But now it's over, and the Kings at the 40-game mark are 20-20.
We're not that bad.
They come home for 3 straight games in front of the fans at G1C.
I want to go home.
And that starts Thursday when the Houston Rockets visit again, but this time on the national stage on TNT. So let's see if the Kings can start a new streak.
I hope so.
Yeah. So there you go. If you missed the game, now you're kind of sure what happened.
Sort of caught up,
possibly somewhere.
They weren't going to win out, right?
Well, I thought they were. They were on pace to do it.
Were.
I mean, was there any jinxing thing yesterday?
Oh yeah.
What?
You tried to reverse jinx.
I did.
Something.
No, I did. Yeah. So I think the next time I go with that, to be fair, it will be a forward jinx. Like, they're definitely not losing tonight type of thing.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
We're trying everything. I was really trying to pull the reverse jinx out last night in 3 the key or yesterday morning. And that hey, you know what though? It worked for the last 3 quarters.
Yeah.
They outscored the Bucks. It's pretty good.
You got your prediction right.
I did get my that's, you know what? Maybe you should listen to me. I guaranteed the streak would end last night.
Yeah.
There you go. And it had nothing to do with me wanting to eat.
Oh, good for you.
That's right. You can eat tonight.
Oh, and I will, baby. Oh, I will. We'll take a break when we come back. 3 for Madness. A couple of questions in here, including what did last night's game tell you? What message did you take out of last night's loss? We'll get to that next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh, my. What an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento. It's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, 1 block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, 3 for Madness time coming up here. Again, our thanks to Jim Les for joining us earlier in the show. Still to come at 9 o'clock, at least we believe. I know coming back from the road trip, Katie Christensen scheduled to join us for her weekly appearance, Wednesdays at 9 o'clock.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Freaking Tom Maley, dude.
Dude, he went in there twice.
That's what I'm saying. And I even talked to him about it yesterday. I said, we're on this 3. We have one guy's bathroom up here, and it's a solo bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Tom, look, you guys, no offense, you guys do music, so you're basically off the air for like 50 minutes an hour.
Yeah.
I don't think they truly appreciate that.
They absolutely don't. And that's why I think we should have host trades once a year where we go do their morning show and they come and they do sports talk.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Wouldn't it be, just to see, hey, this is what we're on the air for 45, 50 minutes an hour. So we have an auxiliary bathroom down the hall, way down the hall, just while we're on this fast. Like, you're not allowed to use the bathroom. And of course, I'm joking. So then we have a 1.5 minute break, drinking a lot of water. I go down there. He didn't even lock the door. I opened the door. He's brushing his teeth. He's brushing his teeth. So I got to run to the other bathroom, and it takes as long as it takes, as I said.
Oh, because they're live on YouTube?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they aren't.
Thank you. And then I will give Tom credit for this. That's a pretty good bit, though. So I do my thing, wash my hands. I open the door. He's standing outside brushing his teeth. He walked all the way down there. That was actually pretty funny. So sorry for being late.
Actually, I don't think we would do well on KNCI because we would get yelled at. Like, how are you guys 20 minutes over?
That's 100. Yeah. Back in the day, I saw Tim McGraw. Exactly. Yeah. We would hit the post, though. You're damn right about that. 3 for Madness starts right now. And right now. By right now, I mean, hey, right now.
What did last night's game tell you?
It told me a few things. Number one, when he's on, Giannis Antetokounmpo he's just unstoppable. It's ridiculous, dude. He's a cheat code. He's an absolute flipping cheat code. And just like, it's like, who was Stacey Augmon, Plastic Man, right? UNLV, right? Whether it's Plastic Man or Gumby or whatever you want to call it, like his ability to be like at the free throw line with the ball and like dribble once, duck under 2 people, take a 7-foot step, and then under the basket, flip it up and basket. Or you're just out of nowhere. He's just kind of dribbling and then, dunk. And he was making his middies, which he's been working on. Brooke Lopez was hitting his threes. I will give Milwaukee credit. They played, for the most part, very, very well last night. And I thought the Kings definitely did not play their best game. But what it did teach me was this. Sacramento needs bench help very badly, and they need somebody in the front court to help out very badly. This is not a Doug Christie problem. Where did I write this down? Okay. At the 6:41 mark of the first quarter, Milwaukee's up 17-15. I believe the Kings scored. They call a timeout. De'Aaron Fox was subbed out of the game. At 6:41, down 2. At 3 minutes and 49 seconds, so not even 3 minutes later, De'Aaron Fox subs back in. Milwaukee is up 34-17 when he comes back in. And Doug goes with a lineup of he had no Keegan, no DeMar, no Domas, no Ellis. Kevin Huerter comes into the game. Huerter did not have a great game at all. And I'm not blaming Doug's rotations. He did what he could do. He was trying everything. And in the end, they had nothing. And that 3-minute stretch, Jason, I'm not saying the Kings would have won the game, but that was the ball game.
Yeah.
That was the ball game.
Yeah, it was over. A lot of times games don't end in the first quarter. This one did. And the Kings tried their best to come back. They did all that, but Milwaukee had enough of an answer. And yeah, I think what this game taught me too, like you're right about Giannis, specifically against this team. Like he made them look bad. And I know Doug postgame said last year they went with Sabonis on Giannis and had better results. They won one game and lost the other one at the buzzer.
Yes.
But it didn't work yesterday.
Nope.
It's not a Sabonis thing, but part of it was giving him space, which I understand because you don't want him like a free rein downhill. But he was making some of those mid-range shots.
And he was making great passes.
Yeah.
Triple-double last night.
You didn't cut off points or assists, and he did both. And I thought late, they switched to Keegan, and Keegan picked him up a little bit more full court. In hindsight, I think that would have been the better strategy. But,
sure.
You go in with a game plan. The game plan doesn't always work, or it wasn't always executed. And there's another team trying to execute, and Milwaukee was better at it.
14-23 for Giannis, made 5 out of his 7 free throws. He had 13 assists, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, and he was a plus 30. When he's making his mid-range, when he's able to find those cutters, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck.
Honestly, 33 and 13 assists. Like if he was 40 with 4 assists, that might have been better.
Seriously,
like
I agree
was
with
too
you.
Involved in too much of it, and other people got going. Like he was too powerful.
So in short, for both, there are still matchup issues with this team. And by the way, every team in the NBA, even the Celtics or the Cavs, there's going to be matchup issues more than others. But there are some fixable matchup issues. By the way, the Kings outscored the Bucks by 6 after the first quarter. All combined, it held them to 28, 27, and 28 respectively after giving up 47 in the first, 47-26 going into the second. That's it.
Yeah, 47 was the 5th best single quarter in Bucks history.
Wow.
So, I mean,
yeah.
It just got too far out of hand.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Who is more undefendable, Giannis or Wemby?
I think they're the 2 biggest unicorns in the league. And I think that if Victor Wembanyama works 3/4 as hard as Giannis Antetokounmpo on his body and on his game, that remember when Giannis came in the league, guy was a twig. And now he's an Adonis and has really, really worked to develop his game, and he deserves all the credit in the world for that. Victor, I don't ever like saying a guy has natural gifts because it implies that they don't work hard. Victor Wembanyama, of course, he works his tail off, and some of this, by the way, is just his maturity right now. Like, he's still growing into his body. He's still a very, very young man.
I was always told 90% of it is God-given ability, but you work so hard just working on that 10%.
Well, the 10% is the difference. Yeah, if that's the case between being a G leaguer and being and some look. Let's put it this way. The 3 of us could work harder than anybody in the world, and we're never making the NBA or never would at any point in our lives. Right. So there is something to height, this, that, whatever. But it appears that Victor has the work ethic. He's more of a unicorn at this age by far than Giannis was. Plus, he's also 4 or 5 inches taller than Giannis. I think Giannis is the tougher guard right now.
Yes.
I think both of them at their best. I think Giannis is the tougher guard right now. I don't think we're going to be having that conversation in 2, 3, 4 years, though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Victor develops. I mean, to me, it's part of his strength. He's a little too much on the perimeter for me, a little, but it's also like, man, this guy's hitting threes. Like, what do you do with it? But yeah, it's also more seasoning and more polish. Like, Giannis has worked on his game and his craft, and Victor will get there. But the question is right now, it's Giannis
right now.
Is more.
They're both tough guards.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I wish we had both of them.
I do too.
Could we get them for Fox? But I would make that trade.
Maybe cash consideration.
Wemby and Giannis for Fox. We'll throw in Herter and 2 firsts. Who says no? Who says no?
Those firsts, though.
Yeah, I know. But protected up to 20.
Okay, then
for 10 years,
maybe.
Number 3.
Question 3.
What do you need to see in the return home against Houston?
I'm not
the beam.
Yeah, for real. Look, I'm not going to throw the baby out of the bathwater and throw my toys out of the crib or whatever if they lose to Houston. But we've talked about degrees of losing. What I need to see, of course, is a win. But more importantly, I need to see, hey, that Houston win before wasn't a fluke. Hey, you lose 2 in a row, and now all of a sudden it's like, did other teams figure out what we're doing? Have they watched film? This is a very smart league. Everybody watches film. You start to creep in. So, look, I'm not going to freak out if it's a close loss. I will obviously be disappointed, but I think they match up decently with Houston. I think, unlike the Bucks, I think they match up just fine. I think Sabonis can overpower Şengün, and that's a big part of their thing. I think the backcourt, hopefully Malik Monk is back, and I'm very confident about this. I think the turnout at Golden One is going to be amazing. I think the fans are going to be amazing. The only thing I worry about is this, and this isn't me criticizing. This is me as a Kings fan thinking the same as I think a lot of people will. I do hope that if for some reason Houston comes out to a lead in the first or the second, I've noticed, and understandably so, I'm not criticizing fans here, understandably so, that especially over that losing streak, teams would come in and get an early lead, and it was a library in there. And I do hope that I hope the team has built up at least enough trust in a short time to where, let's say Houston starts out and it's a 28-17 Houston lead. Like, let's get even louder. Let's really go wall to wall for these guys and see what we get out of them, because I think they deserve it after the last couple weeks. And let's be honest, ended the way we didn't want to. Hell of a road trip.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that to me, and the question is, what are we looking for in the game against Houston specifically?
Yeah.
It would be, that is a team that kind of takes on the personality of Ime Udoka. So there's an edge. They're an angry team. They play chippy. When they're here, Udoka got a T. Şengün got a T. Dillon Brooks got a T.
Yep.
Kings handled all that. I mean, it was physical. It was intense. I expect that. So I want to see the response to that. But like, as you spread it out, bigger picture, I'm looking at the homestand. And of course you want to win every game, but I'm targeting 2-1. So whatever order that is, it's Houston, Golden State, and
Washington,
or the Wizards, and then
Wizards, and then
I don't want to lose to the Wizards. I don't want to lose to any of them.
Sure.
But if at the end of that it's 2-1, that's still forward progress. That's still pushing this thing the right direction. Obviously, you want to win every game, but that's kind of what I'm looking at.
I think that's fair. I think expectations should move, and I think 2-1. I would say this: I think 2-1 is the bar.
Yes.
I obviously want to go 3-0.
Right.
If we were to go 1-2 or 0-3, I would be incredibly disappointed. And if we went 2-1, I wouldn't be excited. I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, okay, they did what they needed to do. Would have liked 3-0 type of thing.
Right.
You know?
If that's 2-1, would that be 9 of 11? I mean, that's. And then you go on the 6-game road trip.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right back out there. Don't even unpack those bags.
Yeah.
Speaking of road trips, let's take a look back at all 3 games on this road trip. The road trip in review. We'll get some NFL notes at 7:43. Don't forget, Katie's set to join us. We'll see. Katie's set to join us at 9 as Kings Talk continues right here in your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
My good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an amazing New Year oil change special going on right now for the month of January. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for a full synthetic motor oil change with a $33 off online coupon from JiffyLube.com today. Offer valid for up to 5 quarts of premium motor oil, specialty vehicles, and diesel extra. Happy New Year from Jiffy Lube.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-889-5566, 800-889-5566, 800-889-5566.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy with $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST after rebates. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must own 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
There's a drive and a kick by Trey Lyles out to Debo for three. Ring it up. As much as he struggled early, DeRozan has come to life at a critical point down the stretch. He now has 24.
Yeah, what a night that was for the Sacramento Kings, or should I say afternoon. So they go into Boston and get themselves a wonderful victory. Here's G-Man on the final call.
Pritchard from the logo for three, no good. The horn sounds, and the Sacramento Kings have done it. They've come into Boston, a place where they had won only once since 2007. And tonight, in 2025, they get the victory. It's their sixth straight. It puts them back at 500 on the year. The final score is 114-97.
Nobody had that as a win.
No.
Only, I mean, even the most, I'm sure somebody said it, but nobody would have bet anything on it.
Yeah.
They won.
And I'm thinking, we've had kind of the list of best wins of the year. I mean, we mentioned Houston before, the Miami comeback, the win in San Francisco against the Warriors, how dominant they were. But that one was with a combination of where they were playing, who they were playing, the surprise element, and they just closed them out too.
Yep.
Like
they did.
That game could have been Boston's game, and then the fourth quarter, you're like, oh man, this is over. And Boston, with a team that could hit so many threes too. I remember there was like 2 minutes to go. Maybe there was a timeout, and it might have been 12 or 13, and they brought in the bench. I went, wow, they're done. Okay, this can be a win.
It was it was the win of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you top it in the regular season unless, it's last game against Phoenix or whatever, and they needed to get the 2 seed, something like that. But going into Boston, by the way, somebody brought up a great question on the text. I haven't talked about it in a while. I haven't thought about it in a while. See if you remember this audio, Jason.
And here's the voice you're hearing when Raptors shoot. She's screaming.
It's a good question. Are we going to get an appearance from DeMar's daughter screaming at the free throws at a home game?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's something that works.
Yeah. Well, it's in the middle of the school year, so.
Yeah. And she's probably back in Chicago. That's a great point. I hadn't thought about that. I mean,
so playoffs come around.
That's what I'm saying. Look, when we signed DeMar, I feel like we kind of also signed his family.
Absolutely.
That's part
family affair.
That's part of the DeMar DeRozan package. Yeah. Is she was all NBA free throw distractor that year.
It works.
It absolutely worked. You know what? I just thought of something too. Am I thinking about this wrong? Didn't she get a bunch of crap online too? I feel like I remember she got a bunch of
people being disrespectful online
to a little girl who's people. You know what? The people in the chat want more people in this world. People ruin everything. Everything in the history of the world that has happened bad has been because of people. People. Soylent Green is people. Coming off that Miami double overtime win, then following that up in Boston. And this was a back and forth. Zach LaVine was crazy.
111-110. Sacramento leading by 1. 6.5 minutes to go in regulation. Transition three. Zach LaVine from downtown. He's got another 30-point ball game. It's his 6th consecutive game where he scored 30 or more. Chicago on top, 113-111.
My submission for play of the road trip. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Play of the entire road trip.
Got a two-man stack here. LaVine and Vucevic at the right elbow. Patrick Williams and Lonzo Ball on the other side. They all break in different directions. And a 5-second violation has been called, and the Kings will get the ball back.
I'll allow it. Like it. Good entry.
It ain't pretty.
Yeah.
It ain't
helped them win a game though.
You know what that play is not going to be on a poster. It's on somebody's wall, but just if there was one play, and I know there's been others, but if there's one play that encapsulated the difference or encapsulates the difference over the last couple weeks, it's a gutty, gritty road win against a feisty Bulls team whose star was on fire, and they locked down, and you get a 5-second violation on the road.
Yeah, at the most important time. Again, game-winning plays right there like that.
That was nice. Now the Kings are up 7 in a row. We get to Milwaukee, which we give you the breakdown there, and Yeah, here's your. Well, they need a dagger, but here's a dagger.
Dame Lillard now in rhythm for three. Got it. Turn out the lights. This one's getting pretty dim here. As we're inside 5 minutes to go, the lead's back up to 19. Milwaukee on top 120-101. Well on their way to a 9th straight win in this building against the Sacramento Kings. Timeout on the Kings Audio Network.
Okay.
Well, it was a turn out the lights, not a warm up the Jets. Warm up the Jets.
Yeah.
I think he's more frustrated.
I think
yeah.
I think you're absolutely
It's just
right.
to turn out the lights. They had won 7 in a row. That's all right. We can dim the lights.
Yeah.
But don't warm up the Jets. That means let's get out of
It
here.
depends on how early he says turn off the lights. Like if there's 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and G-Man says turn off the lights, that's even worse than the...
He's not happy.
Warm up the Jets.
Yeah, he ain't happy. And we like happy G-Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great road trip for G-Man. Got his pizza in Boston.
Yeah.
I think he got the...
Bump your booty out there, brother.
Got the maple and ash, all you can eat in Chicago. We haven't checked in with him. And I know Milwaukee's not exactly known as a cuisine headquarters.
Yeah, did he have a post?
I don't know. I guarantee you, and you know this is true. I guarantee you, if we asked him if he did do it, he'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? I went to Abigail's on 5th Street, which I've been doing for 12 years, which serves great Italian food with a choir singing while you eat." Like, he's gonna know the spots
for sure.
He's gonna know the spot.
Yeah,
like he's definitely a what was that one? What do we used to have here? Garbo's Dinner Theater.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
he'd be a frequent.
I think that would 100%.
What is that? What are you talking about?
He's got a punch card.
My sister actually used to was in it back when she was a older teenager. It's a I don't think it's still around. I want to say it was around How About Arden, and it was like you go and it's a whole night. Like you get a meal, and while you're eating, there was like a performance, like a musical, like whatever, where people think about it like this. Think about it like Punchline, but for theater.
Okay.
Like at Punchline, you go and you watch comedy, but you're gonna eat and drink and do whatever. Same thing at Garbo's. Like you go, you're there to watch the show, but they got food and stuff. Yeah. I think G-Man would definitely.
That's his speed.
I just sent you his post. It doesn't look like he ate yesterday, but the day before when they were in Milwaukee.
Oh, so is he on a fast too? My goodness.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, God. In the early years of the Kings in Sacramento, Reggie Theus introduced me to Carson's in Chicago.
Woo.
Fast forward to this evening, I found a Carson's just down the street from our hotel in Milwaukee. Good eats and good memories. Thanks, Holmes.
That's his nickname for Reggie Theus, and Reggie Theus would call him, Bhagwan.
Bhagwan?
I believe that's the
Why?
story. Bhagwan and Holmes. It was like, I feel like that should have been a detective.
When I hear, okay, this is probably way off, but when I hear Holmes,
Bhagwan? Yeah,
I first picked up the term Holmes when I watched the Sean Penn, Robert Duvall movie Colors.
Okay.
And they called the gangsters would call the other guy like, "Hey, what's up, Holmes?"
Yeah.
And then I just kept saying it. You say it to my friends, and then I actually call my kids Holmes all the time.
Yeah.
Like, well, how was school, Holmes? And it doesn't make any sense. I wonder if that's the same type of reference, or if it's like a Sherlock Holmes or something reference.
I don't know that. I can't remember the story now, but that was back when Reggie Theus was a player here, and G-Man said this before in many different things, that like him and Miss Marlene, they would, and Bobby, the whole family, they would host player. Like they would have people over for Thanksgiving. There was closer in age at that time, back then, but like it was much more of that was the family bonding.
Can you imagine that now? Everyone makes too much money.
Yeah.
So G-Man's got a rack of ribs.
Yes. Yeah. Let's break this down. He's got a rack of ribs. It looks like 3 ribs sliced off of a rack. That is a loaded baked potato.
Loaded.
Yeah.
What's on the other? Is that more potato or coleslaw?
I think
it's
coleslaw.
coleslaw.
I think that's coleslaw.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that butter in the back?
It looks like butter. I'm guessing in that bowl was bread.
Bread, and then
Maybe
bread.
Gravy in that.
Yes. Oh. No, it would be.
I'm guessing it's a sauce, maybe barbecue.
Oh,
sauce?
one was sour cream, one was butter. The empty bowl was bread. The bottle was barbecue sauce. The little bowl is coleslaw, loaded baked potato, and ribs. Oh my God,
he does have a glass of water, so he is water fasting.
Can we turn the YouTube off real quick? I need a moment.
Did he cut those ribs perfectly?
That's
like
what
that,
I
or
wonder.
Did they do that?
Right? Did he cut them because it's a rack and 3 of
now,
the ribs?
if you look closely to the knife, it does look like there's barbecue sauce on there. So I'm guessing.
But he cut them very well.
There's butter at the end of the knife, and that's a very nice knife too. We're doing this is great for radio. It looks like he's already kind of. I don't know if he's already dug into the mashed potato or to the baked potato.
I'm going for the potato first.
Do you think he maybe has mushed the toppings? Because that's the right. To me, that is the right way to eat a baked potato. If it's too closed, you got to grab it by the front and back and
squeeze it,
expand it. Right, expand the potato, and then you got your sour cream and all that crap in there. Some people do they try to fork it and slice it. Yeah, you got to mash it in there, dude. Almost like turn it into like a twice baked potato consistency, and then go for it. What about? Are you a skin guy or no?
I will. I'm not anti.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it depends. I'm not. I probably will finish the whole potato.
So you're not against skin?
I'm pro.
You're pro. So you would say you were for.
I would say I'm pro.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. How about you? How would you say it?
Oh, I am 100% foreskin. 100%. I love it, especially if they salt the outside. Big check mark on the skin side. Yes, I am not against it. I am for it. We'll take a break. When we come back, NFL notes.
I'm hungry.
I'm so hungry, dude. Mike Tomlin was asked if he would move teams, something like that, and he said, no. We'll talk about that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With over 500 new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com. Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Every school day was a vaping day for me. It wasn't a social thing anymore. Suddenly it became something I was doing independently every day. Recently, I was sitting next to somebody on the freeway, and I saw them vaping. I was like, wow, is that what I look like? And that didn't sit too well with me. That image has been a big motivation to quit.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
All the small things.
Close.
You're right, I know something at a show. Love me some baked potato. Dude, down the stretch we are, man.
Limping.
We are we are limping down the stretch of a 3-day fast that we're probably talking about way too much. But the Kings lost last night, so back off. Back off me. I'm starving. What's your 1 to 10? What's your hunger level?
Honestly, the hunger level's not that high. I'm just anxious. Again, taste. I want something different than what we had.
That tastes different than water?
Yeah. You had some. I don't drink coffee or tea either.
I like I said yesterday, I usually have 2 cups. I had 1 cup yesterday. I was like, and then I had a half a cup today and had to stop because I was like, you take me for my bunghole, one of those. And then that's a Beavis reference.
And then brush my teeth with Tom.
Wait, it sounds like you're gonna use Tom to brush your teeth for a second, which, hey, when in Rome.
Exactly.
Chris, 1 to 10 hunger level.
I'm at a 6.8.
Oh, he's going up. What are you? Because I think I'm like at a 2.
Really? I think right now it goes up and down. I think I'm at like a 5.
Okay.
I'm not ravished like, but like kind of like what you said. I just want to taste something.
Yeah.
I just want to taste something. At this point, I'm getting ready to call Chris's friend we were talking about yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to taste something. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm also hungry for?
What's that?
I'm hungry to give people things. And I know you are too.
Yeah.
Really hungry to give them a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, this will test them to see if they really were listening yesterday. A tough game.
Yeah, did you stick around? Because after that big blowout in the first quarter and all that, how diehard are you, Kings fans? Because I'll give you a hint. I don't mind. This is a fourth quarter highlight. I know.
Just telling him what it is.
Did I? And I'll give you another hint. It was a basket.
I mean, this is almost unfair.
I might as well just give them the card. 1-800-920-1140. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone number. If you want to call in right now, get yourself a Jiffy Lube gift card. $100 Jiffy Lube gift card to get whatever done to your car. I mean, they do pretty much everything, Jason Ross.
Yes, they do. And this is perfect time to get that. We've heard from many people that won it before, how happy they were.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah, why
Thank
not?
you, Jiffy Lube.
I need one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
As well. Let's go around the world of the NFL. We'll stop on Mike Tomlin. Hey, Mike Tomlin talking about criticism leveled on he and the team itself. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me stop that. I want to give you the full one. Here he is. Criticism on the job in general. Full clip, if you will.
I understand the nature of what it is that we do, the attention and criticism that comes with it. As a matter of fact, I embrace it, to be quite honest with you. I enjoy the urgency that comes with what I do and what we do. I don't make excuses for failure. I own it, but I also feel like I'm capable. And so as long as I'm afforded an opportunity to do that, I will continue. but I certainly understand their frustrations, and probably more importantly than that, I share it.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you for pointing out that I had the wrong song when I was singing on the intro. I always love that. Oh, that wasn't Blink 182? Thank you. Not you, them. I was looking at you.
Well, you were.
Yeah, but I meant them.
Yeah.
Those people.
Oh,
them.
Oh.
You know who they are.
Yes, I do.
What message does Mike Tomlin have for other teams, asks the reporter. Listen.
What's your message to any team that may reach out to the Steelers to gauge interest or availability in your services?
I have no message. Save your time.
Wait for the beep.
You got to leave your name. You got to leave your number. Wait for the beep. Beep. I'll call you back when I get home. You did it.
I missed them.
Yeah, I missed those too. Outgoing voicemails, answering machines. Remember the big breakthrough when you could check your answering machine remotely?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Game changer.
In the future? Alex, welcome in. Good morning, Alex. How are you?
I'm doing good this morning. Thanks, you guys. How about you?
Well,
great.
Jason, he's doing good. Chris, how are you doing this morning, Chris?
I'm okay.
Okay. Well, we're glad you called, Alex. It was a tough game, especially in the beginning yesterday. What was the Jiffy Lube drive of the game?
It was in the fourth quarter. DeMontis Sabonis assist to Keegan Murray 4-3 to bring it within 11.
Honest to God. You know what I'm really liking the trend here, Jason?
The detail?
I don't know if he's right or wrong,
yeah,
but the attention to detail and the fact that it's not just like, Keegan Murray 3, which is acceptable,
right,
but you can tell there were some notes made.
Yeah.
There were some games watched here. Let's see. Gary Gerald will tell you here if you're right or wrong.
Loses the ball. No call. Stripped away by Keegan Murray. Grabbed by Sabonis. Gallops to the front end. Finds a trailing Keegan. He steps into the triple. He scores the 3. And that'll be your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. It ended up not being a full drive. Sabonis took it into the paint, then kicked it back to the trailing Keegan, who knocked down the 3. Be listening to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross tomorrow morning at 7:45. Your chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. It's now an 11-point ball game as a consequence of that 3. There's still hope for the Kings. 107.96 on the Kings Audio Network.
Alex, congratulations.
Yeah, Alex.
Get yourself a $100 gift card to go see Jiffy Lube. Whether they're losing 6 in a row, whether they're winning 7 in a row, whether they lost the last game of the road trip, all I have for you is a simple question. What radio station makes all your end of the streak, start of a new streak, hopefully a winning streak, dreams come true, Alex?
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
I mean, that's perfect. And, and he sang it.
He did.
He did a jingle.
He did.
Alex
is the best.
I wish I could give you 11 Jiffy Lube gift cards. We have just the one, and congratulations.
Good work, Alex. I mean, full detail on the highlight, singing the station. Well done.
Honest to God, for anybody listening, take notes.
Yeah.
That was a Nadia Comaneci 10
Yeah.
on Jiffy Lube Drive of the Game caller rankings.
Alex has set the bar.
You can't do it better.
Yeah.
You can't do it better.
Try.
Yeah. Describe it.
Try to beat Alex. That is your challenge.
Yeah, it's the Beat Alex challenge.
Yeah.
Not that sounds bad. Well, back to Mike Tomlin. I really like this line, by the way, he threw out there. He talks about football justice. Great name for somebody, by the way.
There's football justice. You get what you deserve. And so, we're here for really tangible reasons, man. We didn't involve in the right ways. We didn't strike the right chords at the right time, particularly down the stretch. And so we've been eliminated from the single elimination tournament.
It's a great line. He's absolutely right.
Yeah. And, I think there's a central problem for Pittsburgh, for Houston, for Miami, for the Raiders. Pick your team right now, Dave. As long as Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes are around.
Yeah. You're George Karl's Sonics.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's good.
They're good.
Yeah.
But then you're the Niners. Yeah. The Niners should have at least a ring. Oh, there's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And I don't know that it'll always be Mahomes.
Right.
I don't know that it'll always be Jackson or Allen, but there are other good quarterbacks in the AFC. Justin Herbert's good.
Yes.
but he's not as good as those guys.
It's going to be a tough offseason for Justin
Yeah,
Herbert.
I mean, there's other teams that are pretty good here, and Pittsburgh's one of them. They're good.
Yeah, they are.
They don't have enough for those teams, in my opinion.
They're in the Hall of Good.
Yeah, and the fact that the Ravens, that they always play them as their own division, and man,
I hate that either the Ravens or Bills are going home this week. This is where the playoffs will really get crazy, man. We'll take a break. All right, what went wrong in Milwaukee? That brutal first quarter for starts, but we'll get into that. Plus, how much did they miss Malik Monk?
Pizza guy.
We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-414-4420 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-414-4420 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-414-4420 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A chilly start to this Wednesday. Plan for that as we head through the afternoon. Bright sunshine, light winds, and temperatures a little warmer than yesterday, peaking in low to mid 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring Honda Civic, Accord, and CR-V. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, price lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Business taxes. Was stressing about all the time and all the money you spent on your taxes.
This is my bill?
Now Business Taxes is a TurboTax small business expert who does your taxes for you and offers year-round advice at no additional cost, so you can keep more money in your business. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com/business. Only available with TurboTax Live full service.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with 0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal.
Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
There's no better time than the beginning of a new year to get ready to make good on all of those promises you've made to yourself about getting fit. And there's no better place than In Shape Fitness to get the ball rolling or bouncing. So grab some friends for a game of pickup basketball on our courts, or stretch your limits in a yoga or Pilates class. In Shape personal trainers are standing by, just waiting for the opportunity to help you create a happy new you. We are In Shape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Burlon.
Thanks, Scott Fresh.
Yeah, fresh. Get him going.
Scott Fresh. Welcome back. Dave, Jason, Chris. Chris, are you returning your bone broth?
I am.
It's yours. Give it to friends. I don't want
I'll save it for Halloween.
Yeah. Give it out as trick or treat. Here's some bone broth. I'm good if I never see bone broth again.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
So I was just telling Chris during the break that what I was kind of craving was even something as simple as the like those Listerine little things on just to get a different.
I have some in my backpack.
And he goes, what about some gum? I go, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So he gave me two little pieces of like this kind of gum right there.
Hey, go for it. Look, I actually read it.
No?
I read about it. Well, it's just up to you. I read about it, and the thing that kind of scared me off is it was like, well, first off, it needs, be sugar free. You don't want to, but the thing, it said that chewing and all that, it makes your body think you're eating. So like saliva and stomach acid start coming back into play. And then if there's nothing in there to digest, it could give you a little acid reflux.
Oh.
So, Dr. Dave reading stuff online. So, do
internet can't be wrong.
Yeah, internet. Yes, internet cannot.
Undefeated.
Undefeated were the Sacramento Kings over the previous 7 games until they ran into the Milwaukee buzzsaw. What went wrong? We know what went wrong. That first quarter was no bueno, dude.
You know what kind of triggered it too? You were talking about you had the minute mark of when Fox went out. I think it was right around there because I was making the same kind of notes. Yeah. So Giannis was at the line, made the first, and I think it was the 2-point game. So it's now 3. Missed the second. They got the offensive rebound. Lillard made a 3 and got fouled. It was a 5-point sequence, and you just went. And how many times are the Kings fouling 3-point shooters?
How many times are the Kings fouling 3-point shooters? 100% correct. But sorry, you just triggered something in my head. So, does a King actually have to be in the process of hanging off the rim after a dunk for them to call an and one?
Oh, they did not get a good whistle with that yesterday.
And I feel like Giannis was actually on the bench and then walked onto the floor, and 5 minutes later,
putting his shoes on,
and that was in the process of shooting. That's not why they lost,
right? But they were on the wrong side of that, 4 different ways. For them not to get them, and for Milwaukee to get them.
Also, sorry, curveball. I don't know if you saw last night in the Pacers game, they lost to the Cavs. Benedict Mathurin had a 2-handed dunk, and he kind of held on to the rim, did a mini pull-up, whatever, comes back off. It's in Indiana, and the ref calls a technical foul. And I really, really hate that rule for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, you'll hear athletes talk about it. a lot of the times after a dunk, we have to hold on to the rim because our momentum is taking us so far this way that we're holding on for balance so we don't let go and land on our backs. So they'll let their momentum go forward, come back, and then they drop. Now, I watched the dunk, and yes, Mathurin didn't have to do the pull-up. But can I just say this? I'm not trying to get into the ratings are down, whatever. Who is it hurting?
Mm-hmm.
Let him dunk. Let him slap the backboard. Let him do it. Whatever. Fine. It's taking him longer to get back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that a rule? That's just one of those dumb rules. I'm all for not showing people. Whatever. Fine. Then let them take care of it on the floor. I just don't know about calling it a technical foul because the dude hung on the rim for a while for dunk. I don't. It's again curveball, but I'm meaning to bring that up to you at some point. Interestingly enough, Jason, this is your note down here, and I did not know this. It's the first time the Kings have lost wire to wire.
Yeah, they were.
I wouldn't have bought that.
Time, I think. I don't know if they're the only team in the league that hadn't been.
Wow.
Because they've had a lead in every game, and this is the first time. They never had a lead in the game for all season.
I did not. I would have 100% thought that at some point they got beat wire to wire with all the bad
slow
losses.
Starts and all those things. Yeah, but this one was a brutal first. Could never quite make it that breakthrough run to make it really interesting. And not having Monk changed the game plan a little bit. They didn't have Middleton. It's again not the sole reason why they lost, but I was excited to see Carter and Ellis get more run, and Carter didn't have the same impact. No. I thought Ellis was good though.
Yes, he was. He was key on. He was 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. He had 18 points. Interestingly, just 1 steal. It doesn't show up in the box score, but there were deflections. He was in the passing. He's just a pest. And you saw the whole. I'll go to the little back and forth with Brooke Lopez when. Brooke, I don't know. At first, I thought that was like 100% a flagrant foul. It looked like Brooke wound up and smacked him in the midsection. I'm fine with it not being a flagrant one. But Keon's just he's in the middle of things, and he angers opponents. And for a while, he was really, really frustrating Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
what he's supposed to do.
It's exactly what he's supposed to do. And I'll shout out Jill Adge for really breaking this down. She's a great basketball mind on Twitter if you don't follow her. But she pointed it out as well. Fox subs out at $17.15 $15.
Mm-hmm.
When he came back in the game 3 minutes later, basically, it was 34-17. And he's in a lineup that doesn't have Keegan, DeMar, Domas, or Keon Ellis. It was Fox, Carter, Herter, Crowder, Lyles, with Dame and Giannis on the floor.
Yeah, and, it's not the first time the Kings bench has been outscored. That's actually been more common than not.
Yes.
But of all games last night, Dave, I actually thought, okay, where the Kings can win this is the bench versus bench. I actually thought the Kings would win that versus especially without Middleton, who's now been put to the bench. And they go with Portis, who, he was okay.
Yeah.
But it was really Rollins and Green. I thought the Kings could win the bench production last night, and they got worked.
41-22, I think, was the bench
and
points.
The 22, keep in mind, was like the last 10 of the game
you're right.
for, Mason or Colby
McLaughlin
Jones.
came in.
Yeah, they hit just a few buckets late. So
it
was dominant, really.
The problem with the bench as it is, it's not that the Kings don't have guys on the bench that are capable of doing things. Look, Kevin Herter just had a really good game against the Bulls.
Yeah.
Doug McDermott had that insane game where he had 90 points in 4 minutes.
Well, Lyles has been so good. He wasn't very good last night, but he has been.
And that's the problem. It's not that they don't have any bench pieces. It's that they consistently are outscored by other teams' benches. And that puts pressure on the starters. And I haven't seen the numbers lately, but I would imagine the Kings starters still lead the league in minutes as a starting group. And you have no room for error. Look, if Trey Lyles is off, you're forcing the coaches basically, or Kevin Herter is off. Now you've got, it's why Fox entered the game with those players, because Doug and Luke and the rest and Jay Triano, they're struggling to find a matchup, anything that gives them a spark, which is, by the way, what coaches are supposed to do. In retrospect, maybe you would have liked to have seen Fox play with at least a couple of the starters during that stretch. But by that time, the game was, 34-17, game was over.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Yeah. That was too big of a run, too big of a hill to climb, especially when Giannis is that unguardable last night. Yeah, because I think the starters did kind of enough stuff where at the end, if this was a win, you go, yeah, the starters did most of the work. But even the bench guys, I feel like need, as the saying always goes, be a star in your role.
Yeah.
Well, Herter needs to come in and have an impact, and I didn't feel like he did. And then if it's Carter or if Ellis is normally off the bench, defending well and making timely shots, Lyles, intensity, rebounding, making timely shots, those guys didn't do that.
When you look on paper, in 18 minutes, Herter had 7 points. He made one of his 4 3 attempts. He had a board. He had an assist. He only had one turn. Fine. In 18 minutes. It's not great, but it doesn't. But then you look at his plus minus, which we know is subjective at minus.
But he was in on that massive run.
He was in on that massive run, and that was a team leading minus 24. Trey Lyles not much better at minus 19 in 12 minutes. We talk about the strategy on Giannis. Now, look, Giannis was 5 of 7 from the line, and to be perfectly fair, I don't think the way he was playing last night and the way the matchups were, I don't know that anything would have worked. I would have liked to have doubled his free throw attempts, though. We said it yesterday. I would have liked to have sent him. Look, if he's going to go 12 of 14, 10 of 14, fine. But it would have been nice to send him to the line a little bit more. And you really didn't have that much. It looked like Sabonis might be getting into foul trouble early, but he finished with 4. But you had your starters had 2, 2, 1, and 3 fouls. And then the highest on the bench was Len with a couple. 16 fouls for the Kings as opposed to 21 for the Bucks. This is one of those things where, again, Wednesday morning quarterbacking, but would have been interesting to see if they'd have laid the lumber a little bit more.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, too, take one of the elements of his game away, either his points or his assists, but he got both at a high volume. There were a couple plays, too, where they were playing off of him enough to make him want to be a jump shooter. But there was almost like a second player close enough to double, and they were in that no man's land, and then he just lobbed it to Lopez and dunk. And you're like, well, you're not guarding either guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to protect all things, but you weren't guarding either one. And it just, credit to Milwaukee with a fantastic player that was playing well, and just wasn't the Kings' day, at least at the beginning.
No, and I think a lot of people are looking at this 9 of 23 from De'Aaron Fox, including 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. Like, that's kind of poopy. It's not as it's not a disaster,
right?
But that's below what he should be doing. I will say this, dude. De'Aaron Fox in a game which was he was on the floor for he got to miss that big run as we just talked about, but still just a -6. And what I really was happy with De'Aaron about 11 rebounds, 2 blocks to go with 6 assists. And those 20 points. So it was not one of his better games, for sure, no doubt about it. But he did I think he recognized he was off a little bit, and he did try to do some things to help the team, and he did. It wasn't clicking for anyone.
Yeah, the other part, too, I felt was a differentiator in the game was points in the paint weren't that drastic of a difference, but the percentage in the paint. The Kings could not.
Oh, my God.
So many gimmies, so many layups. They were, let me see.
Speaking of Fox, that missed dunk he had, too. And I think that would have cut it to either 10 or 11.
Yeah, that was a big miss. 18 of 34 in the paint.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's barely over 50% for the Kings, while the Bucks were 24 of 36. So just, part of that's Giannis, but, some misses, Sabonis, Fox, plenty of guys missed some easy ones at the rim.
And you missed Malik Monk.
Yes, they did. Yep. I mean, Malik's also, like we were saying earlier today, they couldn't hit the big run or the big, like Malik's the guy that can knock 3 in a row. And you're just like, I don't know if Malik, nice shot. And they didn't really have that spark. They missed him.
We talked yesterday about Malik's swagger and the fact that he'll throw some off the side of the barn sometimes. Everybody does, but he has no fear. And there are times where Malik just we also talked about Fox and Ellis and Murray all missing at least one, if not multiple, of those threes where they're wide open, and it would all of a sudden it really gives you life. Maybe the Kings were already on a 4-0 run, a 6-0 run, and that would turn it to a 9-0 run and just clank. There was that one series where they had 3 offensive rebounds and 3 3-point attempts. 2 of them were wide open. They got nothing. Malik Monk usually makes one of those.
Yeah.
And it's tough. That doesn't show up in a box score necessarily. The points show up, but the moments when the points come don't show up. And that's really what they missed out of Malik.
Yeah, and if he's on the floor in that first quarter, maybe you still give up the 47, which is disastrous, but do you have 34? 35.
That's right.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, that was a really bad defensive quarter, but you're down 12. That's doable instead of being down 21.
And Foxy's not coming back in that lineup where there's no DeMar. And by the way, DeMar DeRozan, we should shout out 28 points last night. I mean, he wasn't the problem at all. And I don't think it was an energy issue either. The Kings maintained their tempo and they tried to fight. Like we said, they fought back. They actually outscored them by 6 after the first quarter, but that first quarter buried them. Yeah, I said energy. Talking about American energy, heating and air. They're never going to have a bad first quarter. They don't want you to have a bad first, second, third, or fourth quarter, and that's why they're offering right now a $49 tune-up and inspection. Normally $119 bones. Right now, $49. But guess what? If your furnace is 10 years or older, yeah, they'll do it for free. Yeah, that's right. I said free. FREE. Just like America. American Energy Heating and Air, been around since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. Go online, look at Yelp, look at Google, read the reviews. People love them, and they love them for a reason. That's why you've been around for 44 years. You've been doing great work, and it's referrals, baby. Referrals. They do something for you. You tell a friend, and you can trust them. You can trust them. I've had them at my house, my parents' house, my mother-in-law's house. They're great. So give them a call, because if you have something wrong with that furnace, it's $50 off your first repair, or if you need a new furnace, half off. What kind of deal is that? It's a great deal. 916-520-9990, 916-520-9990, AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get a post-game reaction. We got some audio for you, including Coach Doug Christie. We'll do that next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com. Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Kings juggling a 7-game winning streak. Fell last night to the Milwaukee Bucks. A little bit of Doug in my life. He talked to the media last night after the game, and we got a couple quotes from him. First off, he's proud of the guys. He's proud of the guys.
Super proud of our guys. 35-15 run in the first quarter. Obviously, 47 points, totally unacceptable. Giannis really got it going early, but after that, played them solid and learning. Continue to 42 threes is a good number for us. We want to bump that up even more, but end of a road trip. Now we got to go home and try to take care of business.
Seemed like Keegan late in the game guarded Giannis, I guess, as well as he could have.
Yeah.
Why go to Keegan so late? It seemed like you guys were using Domas and the big guys early.
Yeah, Domas has the last couple seasons has guarded Giannis, and his physicality has been good. There was a point where Giannis started bringing the ball up the court with absolutely zero pressure, and that's not Domas's thing. So that was the big switch. A lot of times they run the small screen and roll. It's not always with a guard. Sometimes it was with Keegan's guy. So we still had the ability to switch him off. And it's just adjustments throughout the game, trying to figure out the recipe to slow and generational all-time player down. I mean, you're not gonna stop him, like I said in the pregame. You just want to slow him down. But Keegan did a really good job, and he just continues to grow offensively, defensively, because that's one hell of an assignment.
And how do you reflect? I know it's a very small sample size relative to a full season, but just 7-game winning streak, given the circumstances, how do you reflect on that, and what are the things that you are going to try to pull from that going forward?
I mean, to be honest with you, the only thing that I am really solid on is that we continue to solidify our identity. Like, you come and you play extremely hard and you play extremely physical and you get after it for 48 minutes with the talent that we got, most times you're going to walk away with the W in this league. That's number one, is this is how we play. And I will say that the fight, the continuous effort, the togetherness that they showed in that is how you get a 7-game winning streak in the NBA. So for me, it's really that simple. It's just like continue to define yourself. And I think that they've started down that path in a really good way.
Is there, aside from Giannis doing what he did in the first quarter, is there anything else that stuck out to you about that opening frame when you guys felt?
I think Dame had a 4-point play. That 1-2 action with theirs is really tough. There were some bounces, obviously, also that didn't go our way. The behind the back pass that Giannis threw that kind of bumped around and made its way through. Like during a streak, you need some of those things to go your way. And it wasn't from a lack of effort. It's just sometimes that's how it happens. They got a lot of bounces in that first frame, and, kudos to them because they're a really good ball club. So other than that, I have to go back and watch the film because it happens fast, man.
That's Doug Christie in extended post-game comments. And I love the part about the identity.
Right.
You're gonna lose games, but are you gonna lose games and are you gonna make it difficult for them?
And you want it to be, that's what Doug is kind of imploring. And I think when people ask us a lot, or people are trying to look, what's been the difference? Why, I think some of the areas that have hurt this team earlier in the season, close games, they weren't winning them. Well, they're 4-0 in that win streak on games decided by 5 points or less. They've been shooting the ball a little bit better. They've gotten healthier too. There's a lot of things that have happened. He's also, as he said, simplified things a little bit. Rotation's been tightened up a little bit. So I think all that combined is result in some good things.
I think it also says something, Jason, that they were down 21 points after the first quarter on the road, final game of a road trip, and Giannis played 37, Lopez played 33, Lillard played 35, AJ Green off the bench played 30. In other words, I think after the first quarter, this very much, and I think it would have been a month ago, this would have been a blowout over in the third quarter, and it would have just been they're playing out the 12 minutes in the fourth. They never cut it to single digits, but I think they cut it to 11 at one point, if not 12. I think it was 11. And I don't think that allowed Doc Rivers and the Bucks to ever truly get comfortable until the last few minutes when Doug cleared the bench. But up until, middle-ish end of the fourth quarter, they still had it close enough and were still scrapping enough to keep the Bucks on their toes. It's little victories like that, but that at least showed me some heart.
Yeah, watching them, I believe the Kings thought they could come back.
Yes, I
wasn't certain of it. Like I thought, it's just it was such a bad quarter. And where I think I got a little dejected was the Kings were starting to make a little bit of a run in the second quarter. It's like, okay, if this can be 12 at half, okay, but it was still back to 20.
Every time they started to get some momentum, you'd have Lillard, Antetokounmpo, or Brook Lopez hitting shots.
So then it's 20, and then the third quarter they made did they make up 1 point in the third quarter?
It was 28-28 in the second, and then I think they got by 1 point in the third, 3 or 4 in the fourth.
So it's just, they would get it down to, like I said, 11, couldn't make the big breakthrough to get it closer, but they believe they can do it.
That's
I think that was the key, and they did fight, they did compete, but really just got hit with that haymaker in that first quarter.
And I think just to kind of, to your point, give an example, let's reach back into the past real quick. And I know we're looking for silver linings here. I think that yesterday's team that played against the Bucks, I think they beat the Pacers team that played them at Golden One Center that blew them out. That was probably not even the Pistons. And the Pistons were a culmination of the previous couple of weeks, but the Pistons are much improved. I thought they quit in the Pacers game. I thought they quit on their home floor, and there's no game this year that has probably made me more angry than that Pacers game. Halliburton stuff aside, I don't care. The Pacers come into your house, and they outscored the Kings 70-43 in the second quarter. In the second half, the Kings were out, and even worse than that, 35-17 in the fourth. And that's the game where I honestly thought either Mike Brown's going or someone's getting traded because this ain't working. You guys flat out, something happened. You quit. You quit in front of, you got punked on your home floor. That's not that. They still lost big to the Bucks. That's not the team we saw last night. We've talked about degrees of losses. That to me was a much different loss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if last night, if you ever say acceptable, but believable, understandable. Still big picture 2-1 road trip, 7 wins in a row. If they've turned things around,
Doug's
you believe
8-2.
Yeah, and you believe as there's basically 42 games to go. They're almost halfway. After Houston's game, they'll be at the halfway point. Do you think this team is more like the 6 losses in a row or the 7 wins in a row?
7 wins in a row.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean they're going to win at that percentage.
No.
But I think we all went into the year thinking this was fair enough to be a top 6 team.
Yes.
Well, to be a top 6 team, they got to play at a higher percentage than they've been, and I think they can do. I think they've got the look of that team.
I agree, and I think to kind of prove that point, we go back to even in the lowest of the low. We said, and we keep repeating it over and over again, the numbers aren't matching up.
Right.
This team is not this bad. This doesn't make sense. There's something else going on. It does not make sense. Look, to your point, they're not going to win 7 out of every 8 games. Of course, I wouldn't think they would. But this is more like what we feel like this team should have been all along. And I think they can only get better with the help of the front office.
They won't win that many in a row, but they can't lose that many in a row either. You got to cut the losing streaks down to 2.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
No more 3-game losing streaks for the rest of the year, and they'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah, if you and they all say this, Doug will probably say it too, 5-game stretches, you go 3-2, 4-1, sneak a 5-0, then if you have a 2-3, can you get back to a 4? You just got to keep knocking down the games, picking up wins. You're going to gain on teams in the West. A lot of the teams from about 3 on are not very stable.
No. And I'll give you an example as we break here of Kings PTSD. I said, well, to Chris's point, you got to keep the losing streaks to 2. And if they keep those losing streaks, no more 3-game losing streaks, they'll be in the playoffs. My mind instantly went, well, wait a minute. What if they lose 2, win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 1, lose 2, win 1 for the rest of the year? Then they'd be losing 8 out of every 10.
Yeah.
But no more 3-game losing streaks.
Well, I know your point.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? I've been a fan of this team since 1985. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's switch it up to football real quick before we get back to the Kings. Katie Christensen at 9, we think. 4 down territory coming up next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about Jonathan Gonzalez and Gonzalez Law Office in downtown Sacramento. Maybe there's something from your past that's still following you around that you'd like removed, that's keeping you from doing some things that you need to do, that you need to get taken care of. Well, how about an expungement? That is something he has done, has specialized in, and has helped a lot of people out going forward. Maybe you need representation for criminal defense, sexual harassment case, auto accident, wrongful termination, whatever it may be. If you need representation, you want someone that's skilled, that is qualified, that has had success, that is local, that is here to help. These are all check marks that are going in favor of Jonathan Gonzalez and Gonzalez Law Office. His number is 916-304-9187. And that's the point. He's local. You'll reach him. You'll get your questions answered. And certainly if you're looking for help, he's here to help you out there. SacLegalDefense.com. The law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez, again, 916-304-9187.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A chilly start to this Wednesday. Plan for that as we head through the afternoon. Bright sunshine, light winds, and temperatures a little warmer than yesterday, peaking in low to mid 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers Game Day by securing your 2025 season tickets now. Inventory is limited, so speak with a representative. Dial 415-GO-NINERS and reserve your seats. That's 415-GO-NINERS.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE. It's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of, and that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, I'm a huge fan of their SUVs and sedans, but they also have a huge Vans fleet center. Listen up, business owners. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of tax deductions. They have the perfect van to power your fleet, including the new fully electric e-Sprinter alongside their very reliable diesel options. And even if you aren't a business owner, let's say you just want one for personal reasons. Maybe you want to go out on the town with the fellas or with the ladies, or maybe you want to take the kids on a road trip. Well, their vans are fully customizable. So check out Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now. You can choose from their dependable diesel models or even go all electric with the new e-Sprinter. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and check out their fleet center. Or, of course, you can go online at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
I may be going to the hot place when it's all said and done, but I know this. I know all I got to do is look next door, and Chris is going to have a funny joke to tell me. Because he's going there, too.
Me?
You. You.
Where did that come from?
You are. Just general. Chris is just not a great human. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. Welcome in. How you doing? Hello, everybody. How you doing, Jason?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just unfortunately, I'll say fortunately for everybody, I can report. I hung up the phone during the break with a full-on sleeping Katie Christensen. Who
I just texted her to see if she was coming on.
As I was trying to share that with you. Yeah, she to her credit, she picked up the phone, but it was very much a, and you could just kind of tell. I was like, hey, we've already prepped the audience. We can push you. And she goes, I'm there.
I'm awake.
I'm fine.
As a kid, my grandpa used to give me a 5-minute warning.
You know what? I know it's a sticky subject to talk about gender differences, but I'm going to stick my foot in here for a second. Why is it that men, and there's exceptions, but why is it that pretty much every man I know, including myself, takes it as a personal insult if somebody suggests that they were sleeping, and like we feel the need to I'm fine. What? No, my eyes were closed. I heard everything you said.
Yeah.
Whereas every female I know is like, oh yeah, I was taking a nap. Like they have no problem.
I think that's more of a generation.
Is that a generation?
Yeah.
Well, I will. If my sister,
I'm of your generation.
I'm with you.
I'll deny that.
If I'm like, Oh, did I wake you? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wasn't sleeping. Like it's some sort of internal weakness. Like we can't leave the cave to get the food or something. I don't know. And if my sister were here right now, she would laugh at me telling them because we used to have a whole process. My dad would come home every night. He'd have himself a martini, which was Albertson's charcoal filtered vodka and or gin and 2 olives on a toothpick and an ice cube. That was it, man.
Gross.
He'd have one, maybe he'd have a Schaefer or a Hams or a PBR.
Living it up.
So he'd get on the couch, he'd watch TV back when you only had the one TV, and he would fall asleep. Every night he'd fall asleep on the couch. 100% of the time he'd fall asleep on the couch. So my sister and I had this thing we had to do. There was a cabinet right by the television, and we had to open the cabinet door very quietly so it would block the light from my dad's view. And she would open the door quietly. I would go around, and again, we were really little, as I try to defend my age, and it was when you had to turn the channel. You literally had to turn the knob.
I paid my taxes.
So you slowly lower the volume. You slowly flip to the thing you want. And then you slowly close the cabinet door. And you slowly lift the volume up just to a point where we could hear it. And we get on this big red pillow we had 2 inches away from the TV. And we'd be watching, George of the Jungle or the Jetsons or something. And inevitably, within 30 seconds, my dad, hey, first off, you're too close to the TV. Secondly, I was watching that. What were you watching? I was watching the ball game.
And that wasn't on anymore.
And that wasn't on. We got to turn it back. And then this is no joke, he would get angry at the fact that as we were changing the channel back, he would constantly remind us that there's only so many channel flips in the knob, and we were ruining the
delicate.
Yeah, could you just decide on something? There's only so many clicks in that thing. Yeah. I don't think that was ever proven. Also, like carrots make you see better or something.
My dad wouldn't even open his eyes and yell at me.
You just know?
Yeah.
It's like
I'm watching that. You don't even know what you're watching. It's about World War II. But you're on the History Channel.
Exactly. I imagine we'd be the same way, but now everybody has their own TV. Yeah. Now my kids have their own TV with a DVR. Imagine that. Imagine having nothing but Looney Tunes on demand, bro.
And every video game on demand.
I'm so bored. There's nothing to do.
That's every time I hear that. And
I got one of those controllers.
Oh, did you?
I've been playing Micro Machines nonstop.
Yeah, it's the sad thing is my kids at some point in their lives with their own kids are going to hear from their own kids that there's nothing to do. And I cannot fathom, at what point, dude, is there just too much to do?
Right. Actually, they might be like, yeah, tell me about it. I'm going through the same thing.
4 down territory starts right meow. Christopher Lloyd, question 1.
Do you think Dion and Jerry can work in Dallas?
I think they can. I don't know that they will. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Jason. You've got 2 massive egos, massive personalities in there. They've had a long relationship. And if I'm Deion Sanders, I say, Jerry, you know me. You know what I'm about. Listen, I'll take I would be honored to take the job. It'd be a dream come true. But you have to I got to have control, man. You got to let me do my thing. I can't, God forbid they actually bring in a new general manager and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Look, Stephen Jones has been the GM of that team for a long time now. He knows what needs to happen to own the team. Go own the team. Make billions of dollars. Sit in your box every single game and be waited on hand and foot. You don't have to be in the draft room, dude. Turn it over to the professionals. It ain't working. If something like that happens, yes, I think it can work. I think Dallas is still a prime place to play. Players want to go there. It's a tentpole franchise in the NFL, but we live in reality.
I would say that's not happening. I think it would be more difficult for Jerry than it will be for Dion.
Yeah.
I think Dion will do his thing, whatever that means to him. And I think you're right. I think he would rather have more of the control, but I don't know that Jerry will let that happen. So I don't see it as a partnership happening. I think it could work. I think it's really on Jerry to me more so than on Dion.
It always is. And unfortunately, Jerry is, look, say what you want about Jerry Jones. And I could say quite a bit about Jerry Jones that ain't flattering. He's been a successful businessman. He bought the Cowboys and has made a ton of money and has done some great things. He's probably the most powerful, successful owner. In fact, he is the most powerful and successful owner in the most powerful and successful league in the entire country. Give him his flowers.
I would say the world.
You're actually correct, but dude's got to back off.
Yeah.
And until he does, and I don't like saying this, but I think a lot of Cowboy fans would agree, unfortunately. Either Jerry Jones has to back off of his own will or nature's will, making him back off before they turn it around. And you only, if I'm a Cowboy fan also, I can only hope and pray that Stephen Jones has a little bit of a different outlook on things when it's his turn.
Yeah, sure.
Stephen Jones.
Her like butterfly. Really? Is that what we were doing? Oh, because of the wrestler. Second down.
Sam Darnold is getting crushed a bit for his last 2 games, but do you think the Vikings go 14-3 with rookie J.J. McCarthy?
That's going to be in my head for a while, Chris. God dang it. Stephen Jones. No, I do not. I think they might be over 500, but I don't. J.J. McCarthy's going to make mistakes and do all this stuff. I'll tell you the question here. I mean, that's a big ballsy move if you're the Vikings. You just went 14-3. You let Darnold go? You trust J.J. McCarthy? I mean, stranger things have happened. You've had, the Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick situation, the Justin Fields to Russell Wilson and 20,000 others, but that might be the biggest decision in the game in the offseason is making that one.
Yeah, and the decision was made for them because of his injury, but I think they were going to go McCarthy.
I think so too.
I don't know that they would have the results. I know they're disappointed with the way it ended, but I mean, they had a terrific year. So did Darnold, a bounce back year. And yeah, I feel like Darnold's going to have a market. And so I don't know that he's going to stay on the Vikings. I think someone else is going to come get him.
Yeah. Oh, I think Darnold. Would you say, if I had to tell you to bet one way or the other, would you say Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins both are starting day one next year?
Both. Wait, who?
Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins have starting jobs next year.
Yeah, I believe they should somewhere in this league.
I think so too.
They're assets for these teams, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Third down.
The New York Jets have the NFL's longest active playoff drought at 14 seasons. If you had to guess now, do they make that 15 next year?
If I had to guess, I'd say yeah. I mean, a lot of things can change, but if I had to guess, yeah, I would.
It's back to the same problem we said before. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Well, in his own division, it's Josh Allen, but just there's so many good quarterbacks, too many good teams in the AFC, and right now they're not one of them. So if I'm picking, no, they're not making it.
Fourth down.
The last game reps the main guys from the Kansas City Chiefs was on Christmas Day against Pittsburgh. How concerned should the two-time champs be about rust?
I think it's a very valid concern. And by the way, no offense to the Houston Texans, but of the teams remaining in the AFC, they're very lucky to be playing the Texans. Yep. I think they'll be fine. Look, this is a team that has played an extra couple seasons over the last few years in the playoffs alone. I think they know how to work things. They know how to train. They know how to deal with their bodies and motivation and all that. Again, they're 15-2. Now, am I shocked if the Texans beat the Chiefs? No, I think we're all wondering when the the real dominant Chiefs show up. But I think we also have to prepare ourselves for the Chiefs eking out a bunch of victories and winning a Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter, right?
Does not matter.
Yeah, I think the rust shouldn't be that much of a concern, partly because of Houston, and that's unfair to them. But I think it's the right team to play. They're not playing the Ravens. They're not playing the Bills. I think they'll be just fine.
One thing that stuck out to me that Steve Young said a long time ago was for each week that you take off, it takes you a quarter to get back to acclimated. So like if you have one or two, it takes like.
So Texans and the line in the first half.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take a break.
Chiefs in the line in the second half.
That's right. Who's hot, who's not? We'll recap 3 of the key for Kings Bucks next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST. After rebates, and Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now
That's big. Huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must own 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
California's largest Sportsman's Expo is back Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Get discount coupons at Big O Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Visit sportsexpos.com for locations, show map, exhibitor listing, and seminar schedules. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hungry? I am. I'm hungry. But also, who's hot?
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray. Nope, doesn't work.
In last night's 118-99 Nuggets win over the Mavericks, Murray scored 45 points, shot 18 of 26 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. He also had 6 assists, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals.
That is hot.
That's pretty. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's actually pretty good. Is that your only contribution with Jamal Murray?
It is not.
Okay, you have a follow-up.
What's not?
What's not?
The Nuggets and Mavericks. Murray had a monster night, but not the rest of the guys on the floor. Murray is the first player in NBA history to score 45 or more points in a road game, with no other player on either team scoring 15 or more.
Yeah. That's rough. What? Can I say Jamal?
Except freaking Jokic had a crazy line of like 10, 10, 14.
Yeah, he's just Jokic-y. Jamal Murray's weird.
Okay.
Jamal Murray is one of the weirdest players in the NBA to me because he goes through stretches and it's just like he's never been an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, why did people say he was good? He's not good. And then he goes on runs where it's like, you can't stop this guy. Holy crap. And by the way, those have happened in the playoffs. I would say the closest, this is a terrible comparison, but when I think of Jamal Murray, I almost think of like a diet, great value, generic version of Kyrie Irving, except Kyrie is far more consistent, and that part of the comparison you can completely throw out. What I'm saying is that
like the big moments or something?
The big moments and the ability where when he's right, when he's going, he's an unguardable guard. And and Kyrie Irving at times looks like literally the greatest pure scorer in the history of the game. Like Kyrie Irving's skill set is insane. Jamal Murray's not at that level, but he gets to points where you're like, oh my God. And then he goes through like a month where it's like, okay, 17 points, 4 assists, he's fine.
It's like, where would they be if they had the good version of him?
Right. And then he rolls off 44 in the playoffs for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
game winners.
Yeah, he's an interesting player. Well, you said who's not. That leaves one thing.
What's that?
That leaves 3 in the key and a little bit of a recap last night. All right, Jason Ross, what's the deal?
What's next? Well, we had 3 predictions, 3 in the key yesterday. Dave, you, me, and Chris. So let's see how we did. The first one was a prediction of the fourth quarter score. Just the score in the fourth quarter. You said 31-27 Bucks. I said 29-26 Kings. Chris said 27-21 Kings. And it was 33-28 Kings.
Is that you?
That's me.
That's you.
I was off by 4, by 6 total. Yeah.
Yes.
Then we asked Giannis free throw attempts versus DeMar DeRozan free throw attempts.
DeMar DeRozan.
You said 14 for Giannis, 9 for DeRozan. I said 14 for Giannis, 6 for DeRozan. Chris said 15 for Giannis, 8 for DeRozan. Well, Giannis only had 7. But he did have, DeRozan had 9, so you get the DeRozan part right.
I nailed that.
So
Maybe you should have fouled Giannis more.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a half point.
Then we went to our random something odd, something different we were predicting stat. Dave said 100% chance the Kings will lose.
I mean, look, I hate to say it, but the job here is to analyze. And I put the eyes and analyze.
And you went with the 100%.
100.
So you were 100% correct.
Zero doubt, and totally not trying to reverse jinx.
It was the first wire-to-wire loss for the Kings, so I would say that's 100%.
I was going to throw that in there, too, that it would be their first wire-to-wire loss, but I thought that might just be too much.
Yeah.
You know.
I said Doug Christie would get his first technical foul as a head coach. That did not happen.
That didn't happen. Maybe it should have.
Yeah, it could have.
In retrospect.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Orange, you glad he didn't?
No, I actually wish he would.
You wish he would have. Okay.
That shot was better than the last
one. Went through the backboard. We've got oranges and apples, or oranges and lemons in the room.
Chris said Trey would hit 3 or more 3-pointers. He took 3.
Yeah.
He made 1. So there you go.
Okay.
We'll have another one tomorrow for the Kings and Rockettes.
Rockettes. Right here on Sacktown Sports.
Yes. And on TNT.
TNT and Hello Kitty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a big game. What's the fascination?
I don't know, but dude, I went
it's a thing.
About a few days ago, I went down and talked to Cody, and I said, I'm just going to throw it. Are you into Hello Kitty? And she's like, yeah, why? I said, every girl I know is into Hello Kitty. Everyone, my wife. Well, not really my wife, my daughter. By the way, okay.
It's not a kitty, by the way.
It's not a kitty. It's 100% not a kitty. Also, I know this is one of those Dave questions that's super dumb, but like it's Hola Kitty in down south, right? And it's Bonjour Kitty in France, I'm assuming. Because isn't Hello Kitty Japanese?
Hola Gato.
Of course, Hola Gato.
Oh, Hola Gata.
Yeah, like legit, isn't it? Like when they have like, like are the Tijuana Continentals basketball team having Hola Gata night?
See,
or do they just say Hello Kitty? Like, is it Guten Tag Kittenhofer or whatever in Germany?
And I forgot we had it last year. I don't even know what happens, what it means.
I think you get a tote bag.
There was like a line of people to get their picture taken with Hello Kitty.
Okay, did I don't.
Is Hello the first name?
Yeah, it's the first name is actually Hell, and then the middle initial is O.
Hello
Kitty. Or maybe it was like a California name. It was like Hello Kitties.
Yes.
Because there was just so many. I want to be really careful here, but I've seen it in like a number of different places. And I just want to ask, and if I'm wrong, correct me. And I'm not stating I'm right. I'm just saying what I've heard. Is it true? Is it true that it costs $150 to take a picture with Hello Kitty at the game? I've seen that in a number of places, and I can't. That can't be right, dude. Because if that's the case, then it better be $300 to take a picture with Slamson. I know he gives them away for free.
Hello Kitty.
Here's where Hello Kitty night would be cool: is if Hello Kitty actually suited up and went out there with Slamson and did some tricks. Like I want to see.
They should play in the game.
No, I mean that'd be fine, but I'd rather see Hello Kitty rolling through a flaming hoop, or
all the flaming hoops they have,
tons of them. I want to see Hello Kitty out there with like make some noise in the fourth quarter.
Hello Kitty trying to do what Red Panda does.
Yes,
balancing
absolutely.
The cups and plates on their head.
Dude, people and it's just a dumb looking drawing. It's not even. Has there even been? I'm sure there has to have been a Hello Kitty cartoon, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Like what the hell, dude? And by the way, Hello Kitty is like almost 50 years old. Hello Kitty's 49 years old. It's Hello Cat now. Hello Kitty's full name is Kitty White. I'm reading it, dude. I didn't know that.
I thought it was Kitty Couric.
It was coming up in 5 minutes though. Kitty Christensen.
Yeah,
she'll join us.
Kitty O'Neill.
What?
Kitty O'Neill.
Ooh, for real, Kitty.
Yeah.
Kitty. Hello Kitty as, or should I call Hello Kitty Miss White? Has some family. Her twin sister is Mimi.
Mimi Kitty?
Mimi Kitty.
Or Mimi White?
Well, I guess Mimi Kitty, though, because she goes by Hello Kitty. George Kitty and Mary Kitty are the mothers.
George Kitty was on the Niners.
George Kitty is the tight end. Anthony Kitty, Tony Kitty, and Margaret Kitty are the grandparents. Hello Kitty has a pet cat named Charmy Kitty. And also, Hello Kitty has a boyfriend. Dear Daniel is the name of the boyfriend. Wow. But no, there's no Hello Kittens. Dear Daniel needs to get it together.
Trust the process.
Process been going on for 50 years. Hello Kitty's running out of time.
Very patient.
Yeah, Hello Kitty's they need to freeze some things or something. Hello Kitty's getting up there.
Yeah.
Also, it says the nationality for Hello Kitty is British. No, British.
So it's Hello Kitty.
A''LLO Kitty. Well, I know you get a tote bag or something. So
what fun.
I could not. Yeah, what fun. I'll take the hello Kitty. And while you're driving to the game tomorrow night,
wear your whiskers.
Wear your whiskers. Wear your Hello Kitty whiskers. And while you're driving there, hopefully you're able to drive yourself there in a nice brand new vehicle. We're good friends at Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Brand new Hoblet certified pre-owned supercenter in historic downtown Woodland is out now. It's all used cars. Okay, you got the new ones at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center, the used downtown Woodland. You have over 200 vehicles available for under 20 grand. Yeah. It's the start something new sales event going on right now at Hoblet. Save up to 16 grand off MSRP on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, starting as low as $38,665. Save up to 16 grand off MSRP on hard to find new 2024 Ram 2500 Rebel Crew Cabs. You can lease a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. These things are sick looking. For as low as $319 a month for 42 months with $39.95 do it signing. They get 56 miles per gallon with the little E at the end. Number one, Ram truck, J.D. Power's initial quality study. Hoblet is a J.D. Power customer-first dealership since 2019. Get out there, family-owned, family-operated, number one Ram truck dealer in California, number 7 in the whole U.S. of A. Get there today, get yourself a new vehicle. You tell them you're a good buddy. Carmichael Dave Show. We'll take a break. Katie Christensen, joining us now.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every school day was a vaping day for me. It wasn't a social thing anymore. Suddenly it became something I was doing independently every day. Recently, I was sitting next to somebody on the freeway and I saw them vaping. I was like, wow, is that what I look like? And that didn't sit too well with me. That image has been a big motivation to quit.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Hey, what should we do? Thank you, Bobby. Joining us right now, we gave her an out. Let's give credit where credit's due. We gave her an out. I got sleepy Katie about a half hour ago.
She's a trooper.
I said, hey, we'll push. It's okay. We said at the beginning of the show, maybe Katie at 9.
Yeah. They traveled last night.
Yeah, God knows. I'm betting she got in 1, 2 a.m. maybe. And she goes, no, I'm in. And now bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. What does that even mean, bushy-tailed? I don't know. It's your analyst for the Sacramento Kings, Kayte Christensen. Good morning, Katie, I hope.
Good morning.
You get a cup of coffee yet?
I just sat down with my cup of coffee, yes.
Well, listen, Jason, go ahead, because it was your idea, our first question to her.
Oh, yeah. Well, partly because we haven't eaten in 3 days, or so enamored with food. But G-Man told us about this amazing team dinner the other night. What, Maple and Ash?
Maple and Ash, yeah.
Describe it. What did you eat? Tell us every detail.
Describe it.
Oh, yeah. You want to know every detail.
Yeah, we're so hungry.
No, so it's it's terrible in a way. I'm going to be honest, because I went on a diet in like September and I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a huge appetite anymore. And so, I really screwed this one up. They have like multiple courses. And by the time we got to the main course, which was like ribeye, filet, salmon, a bunch of sides, like I had like a bite of potatoes, which were so fantastic. But I missed out on the main course, but they had, like a seafood platter of like, and it was all cooked. So it was like shrimp and mussels and clams and crab. And, they had a lot. They had like these fantastic meatballs. They had oyster shooters that had caviar that came with a shot that was like vodka, and I didn't do the shot. Oh God, no. But it was like a chaser for the oyster, which I've never had before, but it was like vodka and like a citrus oil and something else. Just a lot of really, really, really good food. Yeah. And good wine. There was good wine too.
You okay?
What?
You don't look like you're okay.
So
yeah.
Chris mentioned, because I tried calling and it just rang and rang and rang. And so I texted him. I said, I tried calling, and he answered the second time. He's like, sorry, this water diet has us all running to the bathroom. What are you guys doing, may I ask?
We just had this idea.
That's Dave's idea.
Yeah. I read this thing, and like 3 days, and again, don't try this at home. This is not a doctor's thing, and blah, blah, blah. And this is us and not you, and legal. But read this thing where it was talking about 3-day water fasts and how it does great things for you. A lot of people have been hearing this all week long. So we all, Jason and Chris, were like, let's do it together, which is awesome. So I went out and got everybody what we're allowed to do. So we can have water, and you can have like a mug of bone broth a day, and then some electrolytes and stuff. But Chris hasn't done any of that. Jason and I did the bone broth. It's not yummy. Our last meal was at right around 6-7 o'clock Sunday night. So tonight is hey, hold on a second. Is that where breakfast came from?
Yes, it's breaking fast.
Yo,
yes.
Is that where that came?
You were this many years old?
Many years, break fast. Yo, I had no idea. I thought it was a term, breakfast. It's not. Well, why don't we call it break fast? Why don't we call it? That's misleading. We should call it break fast. Anyways, I'll deal with that. They say you have better mental acuity when you're fasting too. So we finished up tonight, and we had G-Man on a couple of days ago, and I went immediately, like my wife, as you know, went straight to the menu online and started looking at food porn. And I was looking at like the meatballs are Wagyu meatballs, the seafood tower, and then apparently there's a dish there they offer for $200 called I don't give a F word, and that's apparently you pay that and they just take care of you.
Yeah, you trust them.
You trust them to feed. It sounds like it was amazing, and so everyone wants to hear Kings. We want to hear about food.
Yeah. Well, it was good. It was a few days ago, so I got about 4.5 hours of sleep, so I'm forgetting some of the stuff that was there, but I can tell you it was really delicious.
All right, then. Well, let's transfer in there. Katie, true or false? The Doug thing's a mirage. We should probably trade everybody. Everything's done. They lost last night. It was all fake. I mean, honestly, we talked about degrees of wins and losses, and it was a loss last night, but they outscored the Bucks by I think 5 or 6 after that first quarter. The Bucks are really good, Katie, when Giannis is like that. I think that's my analysis.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, no one ever likes losing. I mean, we can get a little greedy sometimes, coming off a 7-game win streak and then the sky's falling. I don't know. I don't look at it that way. I don't know if other people are looking at it that way, but I did radio long enough to know that there's probably some that are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to G-Man actually after the game, and here's the thing for me is I think losses are a really good reminder when you're riding high, that the level of focus and detail that you have to have every night in the NBA, regardless of who you're facing, it's a really high demand. And that first quarter was just a stark reminder of how you can't ever feel too comfortable, get too, kind of up in yourself about how, great you're playing and how great the team is. And you need these reminders to kind of, keep you hungry and set you on the right path throughout, an 82 game season. Kings are at 500, the sky literally was falling about 2+ weeks ago, and I think this is a great reminder. We didn't have Malik Monk. That obviously hurts in a big way. Does it change things? You never know. But you also have to keep in mind that the Bucks, who started the season 2-8, were coming off a 34-point loss to the Knicks. And I was texting with Jerry Reynolds in the morning and brought that up, and he was like, yeah, that's not good. So that's just kind of part of the reality. Everyone is kind of going through their own cycles during the course of the season, and sometimes you're going to run into a buzzsaw, and the Kings ran into a buzzsaw in the first quarter, and that was, they tried like crazy to climb out of that. And you got to give credit to Milwaukee. They played a really good game, and they needed it, coming off of the loss that they had to New York.
Katie, what are the elements that, let's take, even with the loss last night, but combined with, we'll take the road trip, the 3 games where I think it was really pretty good. 2-1, they added to the win streak, ultimately lost last night. But what are some of the elements that you think this team can continue, can take forward, can lead to more success as they go into the back half of the season?
Well, their defense has been way better to me, and better in the sense that they're changing it up. They're making sure that during the course of 48 minutes that, because everyone kind of manages games differently in terms of how they attack things. And it's very common in the NBA to, when you come out at halftime, you're going to show a lot of different things on defense. So that the team doesn't have an opportunity at halftime to kind of, adjust and figure out a game plan against some of the things that you're going to use down the stretch. Well, it doesn't really matter down the stretch, if you let someone get into a rhythm and, get comfortable and those types of things. So I feel like the defense and how they're approaching the game and game planning, with their defensive game plan, has been much better. And we're seeing, like we saw in Chicago, we've seen it the whole stretch, trapping Zach LaVine as soon as he crosses half court, forcing turnovers, those types of things. So to me, the biggest thing that, I don't know, sticks out in my head is just how much their defense has created offense for them. And that can continue, because to me, defense is purely about effort, hustle. And then, there's a large level of focus to it, right? Of making sure that you're on the same page in terms of what the plan is, and being able to call things on the fly and adjust quickly. So I think that's a big one, but the pace on the offensive side to me is big, because they're really not running plays, you guys. They're purely scoring off their defense, and Doug Christie is allowing them a ton of freedom to be able to react to the game and trusting their basketball IQ to make the right decisions, to put people in the right places. And they've done a good job. And there's been some rough spots in that, like Miami was a rough spot. I think that their defense kind of stymied them a little bit, but they adjusted and they ended up winning that game. So those are the two things, for me, the adjustments on defense and changing things up, and then just the pace that they're playing with more consistently.
Katie Christensen, fresh off the road trip, joining us right now ahead of their next matchup versus Houston on TNT as well. And Katie, going to a more psychological part, which is obviously very subjective, and you may disagree, but we were talking earlier, just from my point of view, And I know that I don't use this word lightly, but I thought they quit against the Pacers in the second half. I thought blowing the 17-point home lead against the Pistons in the very next game, like that whole stretch to me was just terrible. And it's one thing to lose. It's another thing the way they lose. But you mentioned the Miami game. They had all kinds of adversity and they came back and they ended up winning. The Bulls game, that game was ripe for them to lose on the road. LaVine was on fire. They're on the road. It's a feisty Bulls team. And even last night, getting blown out in the first quarter, but Giannis and all the other starters played 30-plus minutes. They had to keep them in because the Kings were threatening to cut it to single digits. From a layman's point of view, psychological point of view, it seems like Doug has this, look, if we're going to get beat, we're going to get the other guy bloody at the same time type of attitude that he's instilling in the team. And it seems like it's making a difference, even in a loss like yesterday.
There's no denying that. You're 100% right, which, just let that settle in for a minute.
Oh, I'm running around.
Once in a while.
What I'm doing. Yeah.
You should celebrate that. I know it doesn't come often. But, I'm going to take you kind of back to the Boston game. Prior to that game, we had found out in the pregame press conference with Doug that, the players had put together a kind of like a mixtape, if you will, of Doug's defensive prowess during his time with the Kings. And, I had no idea where it came from, kind of found out. Doug said, I think DeMar did it. And so I went to DeMar and talked to him, after his warm up before the game. I was like, okay, so did you do this? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, what was the thought process behind it? Why did you do it? And he said, well, he goes, a lot of these guys probably didn't see Doug play. And he goes, I thought it was important for them to see him play and the way that he played on the defensive end so that everyone can understand when someone's asking you to do something like Doug is, where it's coming from. And that's what he is expecting from us. That's what he's demanding from us because he gave that every day on the floor. And I just thought that was so genius of DeMar because, and it's funny, I asked Doug about it. Keon still thinks he's a better defender than Doug. Which I think is so great because Doug is all about elevating people, but there's still this really competitive side to him. And so he gets a kick out of it. And I think that, showing that, and you got to keep in mind, like Doug was an all defensive player. And, he did his thing when he played, but he does demand a lot from the players. But the way that Doug coaches, which I think people are seeing more clearly now, and gosh, you can pick him up. We heard him through our headphones and we were all the way at the top of the lower bowl last night.
Wasn't the celebration, if I remember right, Katie, the 5-second call in Chicago out of bounds. Don't I remember you saying something like they're celebrating right in front of us? You can hear Doug through the mic probably. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. And so it's interesting because Doug's way of coaching, and it's so blatant. It's so obvious, apparent. He is an elevator. He cheers you on. He's gonna, tap you up. He's going to support you, whether you make a shot, miss a shot. He is praising you the whole time. And I think a lot of that is what's going on with Keegan and his shooting. Going into last night, I think Keegan had been shooting like 50% from beyond the arc. In the last 7 or 8 games. And, Doug's mentality is very much about elevating you from a mental standpoint. And you need that. You need that from a coach. And, a lot of time assistant coaches that's very much their kind of approach to things. But Doug is, obviously in the head chair now, and that's just who Doug is. It's who he was as a player. It's who he is as a coach. And I think that really is resonating with the players on a really high level. And you're kind of, gradually getting a glimpse of who Doug Christie is as a head coach. And he's very much a player's coach, very, very much a player's coach. And so much of this game, you guys, is mental. And you talk about the Indiana game and giving up. I don't think necessarily that giving up is the right terminology. I understand why it looks that way. I think it's more like mentally defeated. And, to be able to combat that during an NBA season when you go through the tough spells. I mean, we talk about a 7-game win streak for the Kings. Well, the Bucks started out 2-8. They had a 7-game losing streak during that, period. And the Kings had a 6-game losing streak before this started. You can get so in your feelings and so in your head in a season, and it can just spiral out of control. And, from a mental perspective, I think that Doug has instilled in them a lot of faith in themselves right now as individuals and as a team.
Katie, something that it's only happened once. It happened in the Bulls game that you guys called where they literally had their entire roster. It hasn't happened all year. It didn't even go for 2 games in a row because Malik missed yesterday. So I thought they did a great job of distributing minutes there. And that's something I want to see going forward for Doug and the coaching staff is, with a healthy Fox and Monk and Carter and Keon and Herter and DeRozan and all these guys that can play the perimeter and contribute and do good things, how they're going to, check all the boxes, get the best out of everybody with those minutes. I think that's going to be, while this roster is constructed like this, something interesting to watch with all those minutes that need to be shared with a lot of quality players.
Yeah. That's a challenge, but I guess I would prefer to have talent and be healthy than to not, and then make rotations a little bit easier. But this is, this team, and they always have been. This has been a great group of guys for quite a while. The last few years, it's been a pleasure to be around this roster. And I've been around a lot of Kings rosters over the years, and this one has been a special one in that sense. And by far, like for me, very, very fun to be around the people that are on this roster. And, Doug had mentioned, I believe it was the Boston game where Keon was supposed to go back in his normal rotation in the fourth quarter, but Devin Carter was playing well. And Keegan truly struggled with Jaylen Brown to start that game. Yeah. I mean, they ISO'd and he's a great defender, but there's some things just from size alone that you're not going to be able to combat for 48 minutes. And Devin Carter was playing well in the fourth quarter, and Doug went to, sub Keon back in, and he's like, hey, leave the young guy in. He's really doing something right now. Like, please tell me who does that in the NBA.
Right.
Like, how common is that? It's not common at all. And, it really is because this roster is about a we, not a me mentality. And that's evidence of it. So I think that, that gives them a little bit of freedom with rotation to have it be about who's going, who's playing well, who's, being effective on the defensive end, or who's, got things rolling on the offensive end. And that gives a little bit of freedom. But yeah, I would like to see a healthy roster. You're right. We haven't really got to see it this year. And even that one game, De'Aaron had come back after 9 or 10 days he had missed. And that is tough to do, to come back and just, be in game shape. And also, cause it's not like he was getting a lot of up and downs going on, cause he had a contusion to his gluteus maximus.
Why don't they just call it a butt cheek bruise? Why do we have to get all technical? We all know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if some people are offended. You got to be so careful.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the defensive butt cheek.
I call it a tushy, but that also makes me very much a mom. But yeah, so they didn't even really have it going in Chicago because it took De'Aaron, about half the game to kind of start getting back in the swing of things, and he was a little bit more passive because guys had been playing so well, I think.
Katie, just to wrap up here, we've kind of moved on from the whole Mike Brown postmortem. It is what it is. It happened, whatever. But I wonder if it's accurate. Look, here's what we can all say. Mike Brown's a great guy. Mike Brown's a great coach. He was coach of the year like 5 minutes ago. But is Doug's success and the team's success, which directly happened after the switch, not that one guy's a great coach and one guy isn't, but does this maybe underline kind of what we already knew, that in the NBA, you're probably as much, if not more, a psychologist than you are a Tex Winter, Pete Carrill, X and O's guy? I mean, it really seems like a lot of what we're saying to Doug, and no offense, by the way, to his X's and O's, but it really seems like a psychological thing he's been doing as much as anything.
Oh, without a doubt. I would agree with that statement, 99%,
I'm on fire today.
Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe you should just drink water.
Who are you?
In perpetuity. Well, I think that, your water diet, your head is not clouded, you're thinking straight.
She agreed with me more during this interview than she has in the last 10 years. I love it. More water.
I know. It's shocking for me, too. But no, it is very much psychological. And, I believe I mentioned it on air last night, and things kind of run together for me as well. But, I think one of the gifts that DeMar has is his calmness. And Jay Crowder also is looped into that because of his veteran experience. And the longer you've been in this league, the more things that you've seen. And the more success that you've had and experienced, the more you also understand kind of that the rough patches are just part of it. And it doesn't mean that success is not around the corner. So in that second quarter, when DeMar just kind of took over last night, it's really important for everyone to see and experience that and to acknowledge it, because it's really easy from coming back from, they were down 21 going into the second quarter. They had been down by 28 in the first quarter. Coming back from that is more about mentally taking that blow, absorbing it, and being able to fight through it and come out the other side than it is like physically being like, oh, now we got to get stops and get baskets, right? Because sometimes the shots aren't going to fall and you're going to struggle, and there's going to be a matchup that you just cannot find a solution or an answer to. And that's going to happen. But you have to mentally and psychologically be on solid ground, or else it can derail you into the Houston game, into the Washington game. And that's why it's really, very important to approach it from that way. And, you talk about the psychological part. A lot of it is also about not to get all, crazy on everybody, but self-love and loving what you do and what you give and feeling confident in your skills and abilities. And, you talk about the 3-point shooting that the Kings have had this season. We've discussed it multiple times on this show. They have struggled. They are not shooting the ball throughout the first half of the season the way that they are capable of. The roster has not changed. So much of that can be psychological. And so, that's where you can see it derail a season because they're capable. They have the shooters. They've struggled, yes, but that doesn't mean that has to be kind of their identity. And so I think that Doug is doing a great job in terms of just instilling that sense of great shot, no matter if it goes in or not. Great shot. Keep shooting that. Let it fly. You're a great player. You know the game. Just trust in yourself. And that is such a huge, huge part of it. Because you can go in a timeout and you can drop a play, but if you're mentally not on the, steady footing, you're going to come out and you're going to turn it over or you're going to miss. It just, you have to combat the psychological side of it more so than anything else.
Maybe they should do a 3-day water fast.
There you go.
So they're mentally connected. It's Katie Christensen, the analyst for your Sacramento Kings, who has exactly 24 hours to do 100,000 different things around the house before she's
Nope.
No?
Nope.
What do you mean no?
It's a TNT game.
Oh.
Night off.
Yeah. I have.
She's off till Sunday.
Wow.
I do. I have one game in the next 7 days, and then life gets super crazy.
Yeah,
Golden State, back-to-back Denver, starts that long trip back
games.
to the East Coast again. Yes.
Yeah, well, don't unpack that suitcase. Have fun over the next few days. Exactly. Enjoy that break, and thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sorry to get you up so early, and talk to you soon. And you're welcome, by the way, for the intelligent conversation. It's a 3-day fast.
Thank you, Jason, for that. Yeah,
you're welcome.
All right.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye. That's Katie Christensen joining us. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got standings watch, what to watch, pocket watch,
Swatch watch.
SWAT. Ooh, I loved swatches back in the day. Watchman. Watch. We'll continue this during the break right here on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
It's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Hey, horror movie fans. The Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. This week, get ready for Wolfman, the IMAX experience.
What was that thing, Blake?
It was like an animal, but it was standing on 2 feet.
The best place to experience this action-packed thriller is on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen.
Something's happening to me.
With heart-pounding audio that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Get your tickets early at IMAX.com/Sacramento. And don't miss Wolfman, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder. Thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
So on during the break, I won't say who it is because it's her business, but a coworker of ours was like, "Hey, I didn't know you guys were doing the 3-day water fast." She goes, "A few months ago, I did a 5-day." I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, I was going to be a 3-day, but then once I got to the third, I was like, oh, I can do this." And then she said her first meal back was wings. And she was like, bad decision. Right. Wow. But she said something.
Her first meal was what?
Wings, I think is what she said. Yeah. Yeah. She's
and
like,
she knew it was bad. Could tell it was bad.
Like she said in retrospect, it was a bad decision. But she said something you and I were talking about during the break. In case you're just joining us, we're wrapping up a 3-day water fast here in about 10 hours, 9.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I will say this. I wonder if the aftermath makes it easier to eat healthy. Because when you're eating normal and it's like, I don't want another quinoa salad. I don't want a chicken breast. Right now, like chicken breast and quinoa salad, I would tear into that thing, dude.
Yeah.
I would tear into it like, and that's why I wonder if like my first meal back, I'm going to be like in the movies where like the guy's been eating it forever and he's just like food's falling off his face and all that.
But wouldn't you also say, like, I know we've talked about it sounds like it's important the first meal you eat or easing into it, but wouldn't a burger sound good too though? Or pizza? Or
so that's the thing. I don't think I'm going to feel any differently about eating stuff that isn't particularly healthy. Like I still, chips and dip and stuff like that sounds amazing. I just wonder if it's going to make it a little more, the relationship with food can change where it makes it a little easier to be like, oh yeah, that salad sounds nice with some avocado, or yeah, I'll have some eggs in the morning instead of, 20 pounds of bacon and whatever. I don't know. It'll be, I'm almost more interested in the next 3 to 5 days as I am in what we're doing right now. Cause what we're doing right now is drinking water.
Right. The bad thing is I'm like, okay, I want to get eating now to get my body back to normal because I have plans to meet up with a friend at the Limelight and I don't want it to be ruined.
Oh, so you're trying to,
when is that?
Friday. So you're going to try to get yourself back into shape.
Yes.
to be able to consume.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like, not a lot, but
right.
just like be able to enjoy.
We're talking about drinking, right?
No.
Oh, food?
I haven't drinking all since the first.
Really?
Yeah.
You're talking about eating.
What?
You're saying enjoy. You're talking about eating food.
Oh, yeah.
On Friday night.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, and do what you want, of course. But like, why wouldn't you go there if you wanted to? Why would you go there and just get something lighter than you normally would?
Not
enjoyable.
Oh,
it's bar food.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
But they've got like their specials, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks incredible.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I want
Limelight is one of the most underrated restaurants in Sacramento.
I've been there before a few times, and then I stopped going there for reasons.
I'm guessing it was pre-carpet. I mean, yeah,
it was a while ago.
Pre-hardwood
It's
floors.
different now.
Way different.
All right. Also, it's not my part of town, but I wonder how long you have to wait until you can have enchiladas.
Chips.
I'm sorry, everybody. I know we're talking way too much food, and everyone's just like, all right, get on with it. But golly, it's we're almost there. Thank you, that little Gavin Maloof bobblehead, for good luck.
He gave up his arm for this.
He did. Gavin Maloof didn't give up an arm for nothing.
Yeah.
Cavs and Thunder both won last night. Cavs also snapping Indiana's win streak as well.
So everybody's lost in 2025.
Everybody is now lost in 20. In fact,
losers.
The Kings they were the last team to lose in 2025.
Yep.
The Hawks beat the Suns, snapping
That
their
helps
3-game
a
streak.
little bit.
It does. And let's see.
The Nuggets just throttled the Mavs.
And it's funny because Chris's stat earlier about Jamal Murray and nobody else scoring, it was just a very well spread out situation for Denver beating the Mavs, but that helps.
Yeah.
The Kings, as it stands right now, are now not technically, they're tied at 500, 13 and a half back of the Thunder. But they are tied with the Spurs for the 9-10 spots. They are a game and a half now behind the Timberwolves and the Lakers, 2 full games behind both the Clippers and the Mavericks. So they could, of course, they're also a half game ahead of the Suns and Warriors. There's a lot of movement there that can happen over the course of a week.
I was looking at this last night. So let me ask you this then. If nobody makes a roster change, these are the teams. Let's pretend this is what everybody has going forward.
Yeah.
If the Kings are in a series with anybody 2 through them, where do you go? I have a little reservation there. I'm taking OKC out on purpose.
Yeah, I got you.
So if you went, oh man, Rockets, again,
no,
everybody can beat the Kings. I'm not saying it's impossible, but do you just go?
Is it weird that the Nuggets jump out at me? Is that just because they won the title? Probably.
Okay, that's fair. Anybody else?
That jumps out. I was like, oh.
Where you go? I just don't think they would win. Now, again, obviously, any of those teams could beat the Kings in a series, but are you going? I don't like their chances.
No. I think the two that seemingly scare me the most.
What, OKC and Denver?
Well, you said OKC out of it would probably be weird. Denver and Minnesota.
Okay.
And I Minnesota's a game and a half ahead of the Kings. I get it. I probably should be more scared of the Clippers. I just because the way they play defense and their ability to score and stupid James Harden. I'm not really scared. I'm not saying those teams wouldn't beat the Kings either, but to your point, I'm not going, no, that's a wrap. It's not like you're 100% right, Jason. It's an excellent point. I'd almost rather play the Lakers or the Rockets really than the Suns, right? And maybe that's just recency bias.
Yeah.
But
and the funny thing is the Lakers beat them 4 times.
That's right.
I don't think the Kings can't beat them, but
I'm with you. Rockets at Denver tonight. That's a big matchup.
Yeah.
Mavs and Pelicans. That's not.
Rockets and Denver needs to go like 9 overtimes. Get the Rockets tired.
At least. And I don't want to see anybody injured, of course.
No.
I want them to play so hard that literally
someone has to take a day off.
They have to take a week off because they're so tired. Grizzlies at Spurs. That actually might be a fun game. Warriors at Minnesota. Golden State's spiraling right now. The Jimmy Butler list. I'm sure Alan will have time for that today. Jimmy Butler met with Pat Riley yesterday and was like, "Yep, I want to trade, dude." So we'll have to wait. Maybe tomorrow when we have a little bit of a break between games, let's have a conversation about Jimmy Butler's value.
Yeah.
And then Nets at Clippers, and nobody cares. We'll take a break when we come back. Alan Styles, Crosstalk, celebrity birthdays, and more as we wrap up a Wednesday program. next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from a good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally, $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every school day was a vaping day for me. It wasn't a social thing anymore. Suddenly it became something I was doing independently every day. Recently, I was sitting next to somebody on the freeway and I saw them vaping. I was like, wow, is that what I look like? And that didn't sit too well with me. That image has been a big motivation to quit.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah. Hey. No. Alan Stiles was in here early enough.
Yeah.
But then got distracted with
with
work stories. Yeah, we kind of distracted him, and now he's
I will give him credit. Those are some good stories.
They were.
Yeah, he had good stories.
It was a good story.
It was worth it.
9 to 10 would do again.
Yeah.
Would listen again.
We also were a little mean to him, so.
We were really
on attack, Alan.
He
Sorry,
came in.
Alan.
He was like a piece of ham surrounded by a bunch of hungry wolves.
Yeah.
We just tore him apart coming in. But that's fine. He's here with us now in a nice quarter zip. Good morning.
Nice.
Hi. Am I allowed to say hi? I don't know.
You are.
Okay. What does that mean, Alan? Did you get angry about Brock Purdy yesterday? That all go okay?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. And in natural, Sacramento radio fandom, we spent about 15 to 20 minutes. And as soon as we swapped over, text line, finally, Kings! You would have thought it was 2 hours.
Wow.
2 hours. You
Yeah.
just, it's
all you talk is Niners.
All too much. Too much Niners.
We got, you know what? Can't ever have too many program directors.
That's right.
That's what I say. Yeah.
That's right. There was that, and then there was, what was it, Kyle? It was something about bringing up. I love how now the De'Aaron Fox possibly leaving thing is the media's fault. I do love that.
It's always the media.
I do love that because I didn't talk to Rich Paul.
Yeah,
I'd love to talk to Rich Paul.
You would?
Get him on the show.
Yeah,
but hey, you guys are forcing De'Aaron out of here.
Forcing him out.
Yeah,
I would like him to stay. I'll make that very public.
I've been making that clear. I will say this though, it's funny because we're getting what we're getting from certain fans and listeners, but the reality is, I don't know if you guys, how much you were on social media yesterday after the loss, but there were actually a lot of people doing the De'Aaron Fox thing, the efficiency, and there were a lot of people not happy with De'Aaron last night. I'm thinking, this is crazy. Yesterday we talked about who you're allowed to talk bad about on the Kings, and number one untouchable right now, Malik Monk. You can't say anything about Malik Monk. Nothing.
Number one untouchable is Malik Monk.
To talk about.
As far as talk about,
I'm sorry.
Everybody loves him.
I got you. No, I would agree with you.
We said untalkaboutable.
Yes.
Okay.
You're right.
Malik Monk, number one. I guess DeMontis Sabonis is number two. But besides that, it's open season.
Doug might be number one.
Doug is probably
I would
number
go
one
Doug
right now.
1, Malik 2, and then I think probably Sabonis 3. I think there's a clear cut 4 though.
I know what you're going to say.
Devin Carter.
Oh, I was going to say Keon.
Then Keon.
Those together.
Yeah. And then Keegan and Fox are hanging around outside the circle, and then Kevin Herter's trying to make a little hole his hand in the window. Hello, sir, may I have another?
No, you may not.
Yeah, no, you may not. Well, if you want to, if people want to blame someone for or people for the De'Aaron Fox, just tune into our chat. There was a whole discourse there. They're making trades and
getting him out of here.
Get him out of here. Yeah, we actually had one Einstein who, to his credit, took the blame. He acknowledged his error, but he's like, hey, you know what works? Fox for Kuzma and Valanciunas, to which the whole chat just jumped on him like, you should not operate heavy machinery and move on, pal. But yeah, it's getting a little, be careful what you wish for, dude. I said it earlier. We talked about it. I am not, if he's going to leave or if you get a Godfather offer, I understand that the roster is imbalanced, and I understand the logic of saying, what could we get for De'Aaron that would supplement our weaknesses, and will we be a better team overall? And it is a business, and I love De'Aaron, but I understand looking at it. But you better get it right. If you trade De'Aaron Fox, you better get it right.
Yeah, a lot of people keep comparing the Clippers OKC thing with Shea, but I don't even know if OKC thought they were going to get it that right.
That's Sam Presti. That's the best GM in the league.
Real quick, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. Either of you doing the, maybe it's good they lost because now Monty's back on the clock thing, right? If they beat the Celtics, beat the Bucks, it turned into where you can't make a move if these guys have won 15 straight, right?
I think we talked about this. I don't think we're doing the Monty is back on the clock so much as because it's not like Monty and Wes aren't aware of the issues. But I think last night's loss really highlighted, we talked about it quite a bit. De'Aaron Fox subbed out of the game down 2. It was 17-15. 3 minutes later, he came back in. It was a 20-point lead.
Yeah.
They just, when the bench isn't good, it's horrific, and they have nothing they can do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that we don't know about the Malik Monk groin thing, and you can't just sell these games until he comes back.
Don't mess with a groin, dude.
Oh, I know.
He needs to be out as long as he needs to be out.
Oh, I know.
It takes as long as
you pulled yours?
I have not. Wait, what are we talking about here?
The groin.
Groins.
You asked me if I've pulled my
groin. Yeah, you pulled your groin?
Oh, you mean like injured it? No. Celebrity Birthday is brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Nothing says family and friends.
You walked right into that.
He really did. Yep.
Walked right into everything today.
Yeah, you kind of did. More than Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies, they're so good. Yum, yum, yum. Cookies.
How proud.
Oh my God, a Crumble Cookie fast break. That's what I'm calling the first meal of the day now, a fast break. Screw breakfast. I just found that out today that it was break fast. Never knew that.
Yeah, because you're
fasting. Did you know that? Honestly?
Yes.
You did? Well, why'd you say that? Oh, yeah.
Sounds like I hadn't thought about it in a very
I think that's something we all learned in second grade.
You learned it. Your face is a toilet store.
No,
I like how you're going to come back with you learned it in second grade.
I got nothing. Jason, please.
I don't know.
Save us.
On this day, I have the right date? Did I go too far? What is today? 15th?
Yeah.
Are those lemons?
Yeah.
You could eat a lemon?
No, but somebody brought them in. Here you go, buddy. There's a
Anthony
lemon
did.
for you.
Lemon and oranges.
They do so.
Fresh.
They do smell
Good
lemony.
batch.
Lemon fresh.
On this date in what year, guys, was the movie Varsity Blues?
Quick tip for you: take a lemon slice and some ice cubes. Put it in your garbage disposal. If your sink or whatever, run it the whole way. Maybe a little sugar or kosher salt cleans it out a little bit. Smells good too.
Yeah.
You know what, Dave?
Yeah.
I don't want your life.
Varsity Blues. Good pull.
What was the question, Jason?
Varsity Blues. That was the hint.
What about it?
What year did it come out?
Remember when he hits his dad in the face with the ball?
Oh, yeah.
Great stuff.
90.
That whipped cream, right?
Yes.
Wait, were we talking about not another teen movie?
Oh, that one's great.
Yeah. 90.
Four?
No,
I don't think. Now you have me thinking.
No.
I'm gonna say 98.
I think it's 98 too.
The correct answer is 1999.
Oh, these January dates always kill me.
All right, happy birthday to Pitbull.
Dolly.
Oh, Pitbull with the greatest cover of Toto's Africa ever.
Mr. 305.
Is he old? Is he young?
Pitbull Stadium.
Okay,
This is one of those he could be 32 or
60.
Yeah.
I know this. I know that there was a song by Pitbull called Mr. Bojangles that was early in his career that was a rejoiner on my night show in 2006.
Ooh.
So I'm trying that.
How long have you been around?
Way too long, dude. I'm going to say Pitbull, Mr. Bull. I think he's older. I think Pitbull's 56.
No.
Yep.
Shot.
Yep. You think he's older?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Dolly is 50 on the nose. Big one. But Mr. 305. He's Mr. 50 today. See what I did there?
Chris, Pitbull.
53.
What is this?
We aren't in the right decade.
Yeah.
Is he serious?
There's no way.
He's 60-something.
No, he's
60-something.
There's no way.
He's 60-something. I'm telling you, dude. He's older than you think.
I'll jump.
Happy 44th.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Wow.
I don't know what is
older.
this?
Well,
Most deceiving.
7 years for every 1 year.
He can still
Pitbull
hit
years.
the club, you know.
Happy birthday to Drew Brees.
Now, here's a guy
Shut
who's
up, Drew
not
Brees.
hitting the club.
Drew Brees is 45.
Oh, my gosh. No. That might be
He
right.
retired 10 years ago when he was 40.
Yeah, he's
So
44.
I said 45.
What did you say?
44.
45. Chris?
46.
Yeah,
We
he's
have a correct answer. It's Chris for love. 46.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel. Happy birthday, Debo.
Debo. What are we doing with two Debos?
Oh, God. I'm going to be off by a year. I'm going to say 28.
I think he's big 3-0.
No.
30 sounds good, so I'll take 29.
Chris for love. 2 in a row. 29.
Wow.
You were off by a year, Dave.
I was off.
Happy birthday to Matt Holliday.
Now, and his 18 sons that
Yeah,
are all
they're
in the
all-
league.
Can hit.
Jeez.
From the hit doctor.
But he's only 44.
No.
No.
You're just way off today.
Way off today.
48.
49.
Dave's close is 45.
Oh, you Dave.
There you go.
I didn't say that.
No, that was me doing it.
Oh, you're looking right at me.
Sorry. What's going on?
Well, with everything that's going on, the roundtable will just be Brendan and myself today. That is coming up at 12.
Also,
a lot to talk about.
In addition to Brendan and who? Who was it? You, Brendan, and who?
Just me and Brendan.
Oh, just you and Brendan. And this. Lemon! Remember that U2 song? Anyone? Okay, back to you, Alan.
A lot of Kings talk.
I'm telling you, it's a song.
Kings got to make a move. And please just tune in and
just start
the show.
All right, for everybody, it's us. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with